been fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. I've been fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. All my brothers got the gas and they always be smoking like a rock star.
What's up, everybody? It's another day. And look, this is 2 Saturdays in a row. Mostly because wives/mothers are off doing other things. And, I mean, we're just bored nerds. So, what else are we going to do? All kinds of fun. Hey, speaking of wives that are supposed to be doing other things, mine just gave me the glare. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh, she'll get over it.
Oh, she will. But until then, let's see. What do you got? What you building? And where can they find you? Mr. Shane!
I'm going first this time. Wow, switching things up. You can find me on the Facebook, Shane LaFontaine. You'll be able to catch me probably most of the time on the, getting distracted, Fox Valley Gunpla page. Click on that if you're a new watcher, new subscriber. Fox Valley Gunpla. I'm on other things, but like I always say, I'm rarely ever there, so I don't bother to check them ever. So don't get a hold of me on the other things. So I won't even give them to you. Anyway, I've got going on.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I had something show up.
Oh boy, this ought to get interesting.
And work on this bad boy tonight. I've been waiting for this guy. Yeah.
48.
He is a 1/10 scale, as far as I understand. It was released January 1st at midnight. I spent 2 hours on the Lego site trying to get this payment to process, and the site crashed because they released a whole shitload of new kits, apparently January 1st at midnight. The website crashed at about 2:30 in the morning. I finally managed to get the website back up on my computer or on my phone and got my payment to process through. Now, usually the distribution center for my area is right out of, I think it's Romeville or something like that. It's right out of Chicago, basically. Usually when I order, I get it within 2 to 3 days. Usually 2 to 3 days I get it shipped to me. This took over a week. So they received a huge amount of orders. It took almost 5 days for them to actually say it's leaving the warehouse. So they're a little overwhelmed. But yeah, I wanted to get this guy because I have a feeling he was going to sell out right away. It's their new big model for the year. They'll probably release another 10th scale or big model at some point later in the year. But this was the first one, and I wanted it. I mean, there's a lot of stickers there, but yeah, I want this thing bad. That's a beautiful car. So that's what I'm working on next.
Oh, we got Shinji.
What the hell?
Beijing
I finally get my pointing right, and you shit the bed. Go. Oh, Jesus. It's backwards, you dumbass.
Just put on the note so we can't read.
Did you turn off your mic?
All right, so apparently Shinji has gone mute and is now going to communicate to us via text message. This ought to be an interesting one. Next thing you know, we're going to hear this whole, I am in the robot. Fucking weird.
I would if my voice changer was working. It's very loud.
Your copyrighted music and voice change then?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's never a dull moment with this kid.
Yeah, no kidding. It's always something.
We have.
What else do you expect me to do?
Shut the hell up. We have a guest tonight. Like we call him a guest. It's just his first time on the show. We're hoping he's on more often because.
Second time actually. He's been on once before.
Oh, that's right, because he came in and showed us the Justice Sled.
The
Yes.
Jaggin' Wagon.
The Jaggin' Wagon. Oh, it sounds so horrible. I'm like, this is the best I can come up with, and it just is not enough.
No, it's kind of epic. I kind of love it. Dakota's with us,
I am here.
and it's awesome. So, tell them about yourself. Tell them where you're at, what you're building, where they can see more pictures of that dope-ass sled.
So, I'm Dakota. I'm in Green Bay. I will be working on probably the Star Jaggin and an action base because I hate high grades, but this one's got to have a high pose in it, so we're going to make that work. The sled, I don't use my Instagram ever. Maybe I will if people want me to. But if you check Reddit, any of the Facebook Gundam pages, you'll probably see my sled on there. Or me doing things.
Oh, sweet. So, I mean, that's where we can see more pictures of the dope-ass sled, right?
Oh, yeah. Or if you find me on Facebook, I'm Dakota Reamer. I don't bite. I accept friends, so.
Alrighty. Well, I'm Rob. I'm the one running all the stuff in the background, so probably won't build shit. Wait, I take it back. Spencer's not here, which means I won't be doing 9 million screen shares. I'm kidding. We love Spencer. But he's not here tonight, so we're going to give him shit. You can find me on the Facebooks, Rob Milton. Usually either on the Fox Valley Gunpla page or the Realm of Collectors. You can find me Friday nights on the Nerd Life Syndicate at 9-ish. And that's pretty much it. That's where you can find me. And tonight, I'm not sure what the hell I'm building. I'm either going to finish this guy, or because Walmart is doing a thing, and this is totally a thing, I might put this together first.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, retro line reissue of the His Tank. I'm all over this.
Oh, dude.
So I'll probably put that together first, and then I'll work on the Ultraman.
Do they have that at Walmart now?
I got the last one at Plover. I guess there's a bunch of them over in your area at Walmart. So yeah, check it. It's
Oh man, this is gonna be a fucking another disaster.
Oh yeah, this is the first wave of this new retro reboot, and they're even doing the 3 3/4 figures if you can find them, because our store hasn't gotten a damn one of them.
I want to find, it was like a snowcat, snow crawler type thing that I got for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
All I remember was it was for the snow and it had like tank tracks in the back or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the Snowcat. They haven't reissued that one, but check Replay Toys. He had a few of them.
Oh no, okay, so Lego is my thing now, and that's going to be starting another one. Oh my god! All right, thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
This is payback,
like
isn't
you
it?
are, because remember somebody's buying Lego too. And it's
Yeah, I was
all-
going to say this is payback, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck.
Hey, you know what? That wasn't the only retro thing I bought. So check this shit out. They're doing this too.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And these were on sale. Like, they're clearancing this one out for the next wave of them coming through. Dude, they've done a bunch of these G1 reissues in the original looking packaging. I got the Soundwave, that one, Astro Train, Hot Rod, a bunch of the mini bots. Actually, if you look up there, that's what those are, is all the mini bots.
Fuck. Well, I guess all my Lego money is going to be going to fucking reissue
Yeah,
stuff.
they did a Devastator box set too. That one's hard as shit to find. That was one of
I'm
the
glad
first
I have
ones.
adult money now.
Yeah. I was looking at all the overtime I've been putting in, and I went, I'm really glad.
Uh,
I'm really glad.
okay, so are the prices reasonable on them though?
The Blaster was Actually, it's 30 full retail. They've got them on
Yeah,
sale for like $20.
that's cheap in my opinion.
Yeah, the Soundwave was more because it comes with laser beak and all that shit. They actually went on clearance for a while for like $15. The mini bots were 8. The GI Joe stuff, I don't know what the carded figures are going for. I heard it was like 10 or 12. And they're actually, it's the vintage packaging, but it's the 25th anniversary style figures, so they don't have the O-rings in them anymore. They're the fully articulated, higher quality, not Folly a Party ones.
You for GI Joe?
Yeah, for the GI Joe stuff.
Yeah, I remember how many of those fucking rubber bands I snapped.
Oh yeah, they're actually not that hard to replace. If you do get
Really?
vintage figures with bad O-rings, they actually make replacement O-rings. They're
Oh,
just
that's
rubber
cool.
bands, but they make actual higher quality ones, and then you just swap them out. Most of them you can just unscrew the back and pop it off. Some of them it's
Yeah.
a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but it's doable.
Damn
I
it!
got a whole box of them downstairs that I redid. I bought a bulk lot from a guy for like $10. It was like 50 figures. And
Okay.
they were all bad O-ring figures. And it cost me like $3 in O-rings, and I still have about fucking 200 of them left.
I wonder if they're the same size as like what you use for your braces.
Could be. They're heavier duty for sure. They're almost
Yeah.
like injector O-rings for a car.
Oh, okay.
They're heavy. So
I cannot find my heat tube shrink tube for to save my life.
That was a great story, Sam.
random, but okay.
Right.
Now we know why his username everywhere is Random Man.
Random man.
Yeah, dude, this retro kick. Oh, they're doing Masters of the Universe. They have the original style figures, but they're more posable. So they got like elbow joints and all that stuff. But they
Nice.
look just like the vintage figures. They're also re-releasing the Ghostbusters figures, like from the real Ghostbusters cartoon. And the original looking packaging and everything. Those
Is
they
this
didn't
all
change at
Hasbro?
all.
This is
Yeah.
all Hasbro, right?
Yeah, they're going balls deep on this retro
Motherfuckers.
It's nuts, and it's wonderful, and I'm eating it all up.
Rob, when you find that stuff at the stores, you got to let me know.
Right. As long as you don't tell your wife it was me that told you, or she's gonna kill us both.
She doesn't give a shit what I do with my money. She's always said, as long as the mortgage is paid and the bills are paid, you do whatever the fuck you want with your money.
Yeah. But I don't know. What do you want? Do you want Transformers? Do you want Masters? Do you want? Oh, speaking of Masters, that's not a Walmart exclusive. The GI Joe stuff and the Transformer stuff was Walmart exclusive.
Okay.
Masters of the Universe stuff is everywhere. Target has actually been getting better stock of them. So far,
Okay.
I know they've launched Skeletor because there's about 900 of them at our store.
Yeah.
I missed
Skeletor!
And they got Battle Cat as well.
I'm not too much of a fan of He-Man. I never really cared for much of that. I was a Transformer G.I. Joe guy. And then Ghostbusters. Like, my sister and I had that movie memorized.
Hit your Walmarts over there. I know so far for vehicles, they've re-released the Ostriker and the Hiss Tank.
You know what I had? I had that black jet that looked like the SR-71.
Oh, the Night Raven?
Yeah, I had that as a kid. That was the coolest Christmas present ever. I wish I would have saved that.
Dude, a while back, one of my buddies out of Wapaka was purging a bunch of shit, and he had like tons of vintage toys. Big Star Wars guy. He was trying to pare down his collection because his basement was literally full. I went over there to help him sort stuff, and he literally just started filling my car. I had the Eclipse. He had my trunk full, my back seat full, and my front passenger seat full. By the time I left there, he was just chucking shit in my car. A lot of it needs some level of restoration, but there was remember the Thundercats? They had that big mountain base thing.
Yeah.
The Panther base. There was one of those, a Snake Mountain. I already have Castle Grayskull. I actually bought that when Ian was like 2 at a yard sale, 100% complete for $8. And he played with
Oh
it
my
like
God.
twice, and it went in the closet. Everything is still sitting in the basement. The G.I. Joe Mobile Command Center, the big 3-tiered one,
Yeah.
it was missing a bunch of parts, but we didn't finish going through like half the shit, and he just moved like a few months ago. And he was going through some more of it, and he found a bunch more of it. I talked him into keeping his Defiant, because he really likes it, and he does collect the 25th anniversary shit. He's got all the 25th anniversary figures. And all the G.I. Joe Collector Club figures and all that. It's like, keep the Defiant. We'll restore that for you to display them on. Because that son of a bitch is worth a lot of money. But he gave me the General, a whole bunch of other vehicles, the Cobra Mamba, stuff like that. A Night Raven that just needs a few pieces and a good cleanup. And new stickers. I'm going to have to do new stickers on it somehow. Yeah. Oh, and the whole reason this started was because I was looking for Exo Squad stuff. And I had 3 of them already.
Okay.
I bought them at Replay Toys over in Appleton.
Yeah.
And they don't come in often. They're not really expensive. They're not worth a ton. But
Yeah.
they're hard to get. He had all of them. He's
Um,
like, here.
So, were you ever into Mask?
Oh, God, yes. I've been trying to find that. Good luck, and it's super expensive.
I got a grade school friend that I'm Facebook friends with still, and he's been trying to get all of it, and he showed his collection a couple times. I'm like, dude, I got that for your birthday for you. He goes, this is the one you got me for my birthday.
Oh, man.
I'm like, are you fucking serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, I held on to that one. And I'm just like, holy shit. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, you got that for my birthday. I'm just like, dude, that was like 4th grade, I think.
Dude, all my toys, I was up here visiting my grandmother, and my mom literally just gave them all to my little brothers. I had the entire G1 Transformers line, and I was meticulous with my stuff. Like, anything that wasn't in its original box was on a shelf with the weapons and all that. I was that kid. Like, I took really solid care of shit. All my G.I. Joe vehicles, all of that stuff. Like, I was a little more brutal to the G.I. Joe figures because I could go to the PX and buy them for $1 a piece.
Sure.
So, it was,
Have it-
I came back from that summer break, and they had trashed literally everything. I mean, all the boxes were gone. The only things that got salvaged out of that were my Metroplex, and then my Scorponok was up here. My G1 Scorponok. I had left it at my grandmother's, and I'm really glad I did. Although they got a hold of it later on, and now there's not much left of that fucker either.
I would have told them they're dead to me.
Oh, dude, I was so mad at her. And I've been a real dick lately.
Yeah.
Because she was giving me grief about collecting all this stuff and buying all this stuff. It's like, let me show you something, woman. And I started showing her what these things are selling for now as I'm trying to recoup some of it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what you are costing me. And, I mean, the one that kills me the most, though, is the masks. Because I had all 3 of the first wave of masks. So I had the Rhino, I had Boulder Hill, I had the Hurricane, I had Thundercracker, all that shit. Was it Razor or something, the helicopter?
Yeah.
I had all of them, including the figures with their mask and everything, all trashed. All completely destroyed. And as they were getting broken, she was just chucking them in the garbage.
Ugh.
So I came back and like 90% of my shit's gone.
It's crazy how many people have saved the broken toys and like you can repair stuff now. Yeah, my sister, she's probably gotten me some of my coolest Christmas presents besides my wife's son and his family. They get me cool stuff for the kitchen, but here, I'll show you what my sister got me one year.
Sold, and dude, if you got mint and sealed box mask stuff, you're sitting on awesomeness, because that, you don't find that. Like, I can find mint sealed Transformer stuff, oddly, all day long, but I never see mask. Oh, the Jetfire.
Yeah. this was probably hands down one of my favorite Transformers because I could never get Optimus Prime. He was always sold out. My parents got that for me for Christmas one year. And one year I'm opening up a Christmas gift for my sister, and she and my parents are, well, my mom and my sister are both kind of staring at me, and I'm like getting all creeped out as I'm opening this box. And you know, my sister's got her camera up and everything like that, and I'm just like, what the fuck is the deal? Because like I never mentioned anything of this, and I opened it up and I'm just like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, and my sister's just like, you had that, right? And I'm like, yeah, it was one of my favorite toys. And she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what Mom and I kind of decided to get you for Christmas. And I'm like, holy shit. It's got most of the accessories for his legs and stuff like that. The stickers are wore. I don't know if I want to put the money into him to restore him or just leave him the way he is, because he's played with.
I'd almost say leave it the way it is, just because it
Yeah.
gives you that classic nostalgia played with, and you don't mind
Yep.
picking it up and messing around with it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got a little bit of yellowing on his chest armor, so he must have been exposed to some UV. But the rest of him's like pretty solid white. I don't know. I don't think he was pieced together, but he might have been. Like his wings are really yellow.
That's
And so is
actually
that.
really common on that figure.
Okay.
So and actually yours isn't nearly as bad as a lot of them. It's not even UV. It's the white plastic. When they did the plastic on those, they used a flame retardant in them,
Yeah.
and it causes issues with the white over time. It's actually a chemical issue.
Okay.
So
So you're probably not going to find anything that's ever true white.
you can. It all depends on build lot and year and
Oh, okay.
how much of that stuff was in that specific batch of plastic. It's really hit
Sure.
and miss. Kind of like the old Nintendos. They did the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have one right now. I know it's an original NES that I know has never seen sunlight. And
Okay.
it is yellow as shit. It actually spent the majority of its life in its original box.
Okay.
So, I mean, they pulled it out, they played it a couple of times, and then it went back in the box for several years. They pulled it out, played it for a couple of weeks, put it back in the box, and then it sat on the shelf. It's actually a friend's parents that had it. And it sat in its box, and it is yellow as shit. And it's a non-smoking house to boot.
Wow.
It just sat in a closet. That's all it did.
That's crazy. I didn't know that they put that stuff in there to do that.
Yep. Now, I've got another one that sat on my entertainment center, and I know for a fact it's seen at least 10 years of sunlight.
Sure.
It's perfectly fine.
Huh. I picked up for nostalgia reasons, a ColecoVision controller. And I remember how those were light gray. Yeah, it's yellow as shit.
Yep. Yeah, it was all that 80s stuff that did that. It was that flame retardant additive.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. That's why I get really nervous with white plastic from back then. There's ways you can try to... There's like a peroxide and sunlight combo.
Yeah. That's the trick for Legos.
Yep. Same thing with all the rest of them. You can break them down,
Yep.
put them in that solution. The problem is it's a catch-22. You run the risk with certain plastic combos of weakening the plastic.
Yeah, making it brittle. Yeah. I guess there's not such an issue with Lego because everybody talks about it. They're like, yeah, I've got the worst colors are the white, the light gray, and the blue. They really the blue seems to get dingy. The white turns yellow. The gray has that yellow. And everybody says, yeah, just use that peroxide and keep it out in the sunlight for 24, 48 hours. And it usually takes care of it.
And Lego uses a fairly softish plastic. They got a lot more petroleum content in their plastic.
Yep.
And they're thick as hell.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize just how thick the plastic on a little Lego is, but that's one of their saving graces with that. When you're talking about, like, the wings on that Jetfire,
Yeah.
they get
Oh,
really
that's
brittle.
thin. Yeah.
And it's
That's why I don't want to play with it.
and it's more of a brittle plastic naturally.
Yep. Yeah, the Lego is softer. I wouldn't call it like an ABS, but it's a softer.
Yeah, I forget what it is, but there's definitely a difference in their plastic.
They're actually they're going kind of like eco-friendly crazy right now. They're getting rid of all of the plastic bags and they're going with brown paper bags now for their parts. And they've also put out a statement saying that in the next couple of years, I think in the next 2 years, they want to switch over to a all natural plastic substitute, basically using more natural stuff rather than petroleum products to make their plastic. So hopefully that works out for them. Hopefully they don't find out in 10 years that all the plastic substitutes that they're using make everything brittle and they fucking fall apart.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, Solden, I'm going to have to argue with you on that point.
Uh-oh.
I love my 80s toys. As soon as I finish knocking this over on my shelf, I'm going to argue with you. I love my 80s toys. I love my 80s characters. And I love my 80s Transformers. But there ain't a goddamn one that's going to hold up to that. Motor Master from the 80s did not look that good.
That fucking thing is ugly.
Or, you know, if you're familiar with the 80s G1 line, the Grapple never looked that good either.
Wow, and we thought those were the coolest toys in the world.
Oh, they were great. They're still great. I still love them, but man, we've come a long way in technology.
Hey, Solden, how is the Grandpa Unleashed? I want to hear you chime in about that. Have you started it? Have you opened it up? Or is it sitting as a conversation starter? I'd like to see your...
I watched Mecha Gagotsu.
He sent his wife in. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I watched the Mecha Gagotsu thing on that, and oh my god, it's so good.
I made my opinions pure before on what I think of it with its stickers.
What? Why is... Okay, so now Shinji is just creeping on us. He's not going to show video, and he's just going to eavesdrop. That's bullshit.
I've been in and out.
More out than in. You know why, right? He doesn't like us. He just shows up and taunts us.
I'm using you guys for clout. Give me more clout.
Oh, man.
Man, if you're using us for clout, you've already failed.
Kaz, yeah, I was always on Wi-Fi before. I didn't remember that I had an Ethernet cable down in my basement, and that's what I'm running now is Ethernet. So I will turn down my mic a little bit if I can figure out how to do that. Just a dumb welder. Remember that, guys. So it's going to take me probably 10 minutes to find that fucking setting.
Actually, you don't even need to. Because I can do this cool thing called Do It For You.
Oh, come on. Really? Solden, I was talking to him. I asked him about his grandpa, the Unleash. He's like, no Gunpla, still drawing and comics. Well, you keep doing that because you are a phenomenal artist. I love everything that you've posted on our site. And anybody that's watching us right now or going to watch us, well, I guess you would be watching at the time anyway, so it's that whole time thing. Anyway, check out our Fox Valley Gunpla page. It's not a private group, so you can join up. And we got a member on there that just does some phenomenal artwork. He does a lot of comic book stuff and a lot of Gunpla. And it's not like he's copying it off of the page. He's, I believe, doing this all freehand. Just awesome work. He told us he was working on a comic book, so Hopefully we'll get to see more of that. But yeah, check it out. His name's Steve. I'm just going to leave it at that. Scroll down through the pages. He posts a lot of that stuff on our page, so check it out.
Yeah, he's posted some pics from that comic he's working on, and
yeah,
this dude is talented.
Crazy. I wish I had half that fucking talent.
Oh, no kidding, right? Dude, I draw stick figures and people are questioning what the hell it is. There is no art in my bones.
Yeah, I try, and it's just failed miserably.
Well, I mean, at least you can weld. I can't do that either.
Yeah, welder.
I mean, I can, but not well.
Right. Yeah. Well, I haven't been welding in a month, and I'm starting to get the itch bad. So, yeah.
Need some more time.
Vicariously through my man up in the corner there, Dakota. He's another welder. He's a smart welder, though, because he turboed his fucking sled.
Oh, he did, and it's beautiful.
So he's not working out of a mill like me. He goes to the union hall to get his job. So
yeah,
he's a better welder than I.
I go back to work Monday. So
Do you?
Same place. They hooked me up.
What about those tests that you were working on? How are those going?
One of them went good. The other one, not so much.
How long till you can retest? Or are you?
I can retest anytime I want to.
So then it's a question of if you want to, right?
It's when I have time. This is like the worst time ever for me. Like, it's snowmobile season, baby. I got to be out riding. And
Dude, I get it. You've got to be in the right frame of mind when it comes to doing a test, because if you're not in that right frame of mind, it doesn't go well for you. I totally get it.
I mean, if they're like, oh, well, we could, you could be further down the list for work. And I've told my boss, I'm like, literally, you could put me on the end of the list for work. And if I have all winter off, you're not going to make me upset.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just give me a couple of days notice because I'll probably be in Montana.
Right.
What somebody wanted, I had an online class they wanted me to do. And they're like, oh, yeah, you need this book for it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like 26 hours away in Montana. I don't need that book, do I?
Oh, man.
I'm on a mountain making boost noises. Leave me alone.
Awesome.
Dude, some of those pictures you were posting from that trip were wild, man. It almost made me consider getting a snowmobile. But then I realized I don't have that kind of time off, and I suck.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Usually it's one of those things where I'm like, I wish I had more time. And maybe I'll get that. We'll see. I wish we had snow. That's the big one here.
Yeah.
If we had snow here, I'd actually probably do it because that trail runs right behind my house. I can jump on it there and just rip, but yeah, the guy who used to live here has a bunch of sleds, and he hasn't pulled one out in like 3 years.
Yeah.
I wish I still had a sled. We got rid of mine a couple years ago.
If you quit buying all the other dumb shit, you could buy one.
Too expensive for how little we get to use it right now.
That's the reason I don't have them.
Hey, Prodigal, I'm reading in this thing right here, or in the YouTube chat, the Kotobukiya Marking Plus Zoids about to reproduction. Are you saying that they're starting to reproduce this stuff?
Yes. Yeah, and they're going to be in stores. I forget who got... Somehow, I want to say it's Hasbro got the license for Zoids now. Kotobukiya is still going to be doing their kits.
Yeah.
Somebody is... I'm pretty sure it's Hasbro is doing the old toys. They're
I've seen a
redesigning
couple
them.
people post that they've got like the motorized ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some people posting on that on the Zoids page. Okay. Well, I can see what I can do. If you're asking if we can get it.
And here, I'll pull up a screen share real quick.
And I just ordered more shrink tube because I cannot find mine for the life of me.
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be working on my... Kaz, am I still loud? Like, is it loud? Do I need to bring my mic down, or what's going on?
Let me pull
And we got to do Hobbytown news.
Yep. We'll go down this rabbit hole real quick, and then we're going to jump into Hobbytown news. But yeah, it's called Zoids Wild, and it's based on, they actually did a new anime for it too.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yep. Hasbro basically owns Takara Tomy, and Tomy is doing these. But, oh, dude. Yeah, there's like availability now even. So they're already hitting. Amazon's got some of them.
I'll have to see if our vendors, I think Horizon might be carrying Tomy toys.
Oh, that might be a bad thing for my wallet. Don't ask them.
Well,
don't ask them.
The thing is, we really don't want to be a toy store necessarily. Lawrence kind of said that he doesn't mind getting in Lego, and he doesn't mind getting in some Hot Wheels and stuff like that. But to compete with a toy store, we don't have that capability. We're a hobby store, which is why we do the kits and stuff like that.
Right. Problem is people want Zoids, but you can't get the damn kits over here.
Right. Yeah. And I knew that they were working with somebody to get their shit released over here and Macross. But I've been so out of the loop this last month with the surgery and everything that I haven't really been catching up.
Supposedly Harmony Gold was doing something with Bandai, and they were going to do a new toy line for Macross or Robotech over here to revitalize that franchise. And they were supposed to be working on something to do a new show similar to what Voltron did on Netflix. But it's Harmony Gold, so...
For the Zoids?
No, for Macross / Robotech.
Okay. Because I had heard a couple people chiming in about the new Zoids cartoon, and they said it's absolute garbage. But, I mean, there's the expectation, and then there's the reality. And, you know, if your expectation's, like, way up there...
Well, and the thing is, it's the same as... You got the rose-colored glasses thing. The original Zoids cartoon wasn't great. Neither was G1 Transformers, and I'm a huge G1 Transformers guy.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible animation.
Yeah, and a lot, I mean, like, the best parts of that whole series were the multi-part ones.
Yeah.
The individual episodes, for the most part, could kind of just bugger off. I mean,
yeah.
You get... For every 5 Faces of Death, you get Carnage in C minor.
Yeah. I know I bought the first season on DVD. This was like, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe even longer. And I was told, again, the expectation and the reality, I was totally hyping up Transformers G1 first season to my kids. I'm like, dude, this was the best cartoon series when I was a kid. It was awesome. I popped in that DVD. We started watching the first episode, and I was just like,
rose-colored glasses. Oh, I will still binge the hell out of it. I still love it.
Oh, I do too, but I couldn't believe how horrible the animation was.
Well,
I'm like, and my kids just kind of went...
I'm getting a strike of deja vu now.
Well, the secret to it is don't introduce them to the cartoon. Introduce them to the 86 movie.
Oh. See, I've never seen the 86 movie.
Okay, I've got about 9 copies of it. You can borrow one.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
I've bought it several times on DVD because there's always new special features with them. And I've got the Blu-rays. And I've got it digitally somewhere. Yeah, I can make sure you watch the 86 movie.
Okay.
But that is like, that's the pinnacle of G1. That is as good as it ever got.
Okay.
And
Cool.
a little bit of season 3 with Galvatron going completely batshit loco.
Yeah. Yeah, I only got the first season. I was so disappointed. I didn't know if I wanted to spend the money on the second season.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You go back and watch all those 80s cartoons. Like, I went back and started watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. And
Yeah.
it's campy as hell. Oh, my God.
You know what? You know what I didn't realize was how many voices Casey Kasem did. Like, as I'm listening to Transformers, I'm like, that's Casey Kasem. That's Casey Kasem. That's Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
And my kid was like, who's Casey Kasem? I'm like, okay. I said, do you know America Top 40? He was the original guy from when I was a kid.
God, from like 30 years, 40 years almost he ran on that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even his main thing.
No.
He was a voice actor.
Yeah. And it was amazing how many cartoons, when I Googled it, how many cartoons he had done. And he basically anything in the 80s. He was in G.I. Joe, Transformers. I think he was in Mask. I'm not 100% sure. I'm almost positive he was in He-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he just did everything. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Things you find out as an adult.
Him, Peter Welker. Oh God, what's the other guy's name that did Transformers? Like, they were literally the voice of our childhood.
Yeah. And nobody hardly knew. Well, as a kid, nobody knew.
Yeah. Lucas, TMNT, as a kid, was awesome. I loved that show, watched every episode. I'll still go back and watch it. Like I said, these 80s cartoons, I love the nostalgia, and I love to go back to them. They're, if you're not a rose-colored glasses person, like if you can't go back and watch it and enjoy the campiness, or if you're trying to show it to somebody from this generation, they don't hold up well. But, oh man, it's our childhood. I'll love it forever.
I can't say the same.
The other one too, if you really want to introduce kids to Transformers with a more G1 spin, but you want to give them a more modern outlook on it, have them watch Transformers Prime.
Okay.
That series is probably the best Transformers has ever been.
Okay.
It's dark, gritty. It's a little G1 mixed with a little bit of modern-ish. That's where you really see Grumpy Ratchet.
Okay.
That or the IDW comics. I have read comics up and down and left and right over the years. I was a big Marvel fan, and as good as Marvel is, they can't touch the world building and character development that IDW did for their Transformers run up until the end of the Unicron saga. They've rebooted it now after, I think it was like 15 years they ran that series.
Okay.
It was multiple different books. It was different. Like, I mean, it split off. There was like an Optimus Prime series.
Where do you find the time for all this shit, Rob?
I was over the road for a while.
Yeah, isn't that like fucking all day shit then?
Well,
like you don't have a life over the road.
Yes and no. Okay. So you spend some time driving, but then you spend a lot of time sitting there twiddling your thumbs, waiting for shit to get on or off your trailer.
Okay.
And then you've got mandatory 10-hour breaks, mandatory 34-hour resets in the middle of nowhere, and you have really no transportation to get anywhere. Yeah, you're sitting at a truck stop for basically 2 days. It gives you time.
Gotcha. Duly noted.
And then I all the modern Transformers comics, I've actually got them digitally, so I'll lay down in bed at night and read one or two of them. I mean, it's a comic book. You can read them fast.
Sure, yeah.
But I've read through the entire damn continuity. And that's another one, if you want to read them. I've got, I think it's 14 gigabytes total for all of it. I've got them digitally on my computer, so just let me know.
Awesome.
I can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a lot of time. I'm still tentatively off till like March 3rd. So
Yeah, that is. Marvel should be taking notes on that run. Oh, dude, I didn't know this. Lucas said the voice actor for Ratchet was the voice actor for Duo and Gundam Wing. I'm guessing for the English dub.
huh. All right, so we got to do Hobbytown news.
Yes, Hobbytown news. What do we got?
Brought to you today by. No, I'm just kidding.
By Hobbytown.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Pelkins beef sticks.
My meat stick is bigger than your meat stick.
Please sponsor.
Probably. I won't do that.
We had a bunch of family over, and they brought a bunch of those big Wenzel's Farms summer sausages, and I got two in my fridge.
In like the 4-inch tubes.
Yeah, the big, fat, huge ones.
You're supposed to use that for a sandwich, right?
That's what we were doing, but they bought.
Okay.
There was I think they brought 4. There's 2 left, and they're in my fridge.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Nice.
I was going to say.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you're supposed to use those for sandwiches, but you're supposed to use cookie dough to make cookies, but here we are.
And here I am.
Me too.
Oh, this month, okay, so it's been literally right tomorrow is, no, today or tomorrow is like 1 month since my surgery. And oh my God, I bet I gained 10 pounds. It's horrible.
Oh my God.
There's only so much I can do, Anyway, so Hobbytown news. So anybody that went on the Fox Valley Gunpla page probably saw that I had talked about, are we having a vigil there, Sam?
Concert, man. He's about to light it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so he can reach his 3-footer. Okay. Anyway,
Flaming sword.
If you're on the Fox Valley Gunpla page, I posted something asking about, because of reduced hours at Hobbytown, about not dropping the Tuesday build, but maybe shortening the hours and changing it from 4 to 6. I don't think anybody's going to be available at 3. Because, most of us are adults on this group, so getting out that early probably isn't an option. But I was talking with Lauren. He's back, and basically, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but more or less his exact words were, "We need to take care of the Gunpla group." Okay. He goes, "We can't not have them doing the meetings." So he does not have a problem with me sticking around after 6 o'clock and keeping the store open so we can keep it a 5 to 8 meetings.
Okay.
So basically what we're going to do is at 6 o'clock, we just shut off the lights. One of the tills is going to be cashed out for the night, and we'll still have the other register open if you guys stick around and need to make a purchase. But we'll shut off the lights to the front half of the store, and we're basically just have the lights on in the meeting area. And, the good thing is, with nobody else in the store, we can be as loud as we want. There's still the rule of no politics and talk, but, basically if there's F-bombs that are dropped, it's not going to be like, hey.
So basically when Rob the truck driver shows up and forgets.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, like the welders don't swear ever.
I still can't show up. It makes me sad.
What's that, Sam?
I still can't show up. It makes me sad.
We need to get the Saturday ones going again, too. That's my fault.
You're there in spirit, Sam.
I take Wednesdays off of work because that's when everything lines up for me except for that.
Gotcha.
Well, like I said, there's a Saturday option, too, and that's just I've been too busy to even screw with it, so...
Oh, no. Totally understand that, man.
Holidays are over. Everything's dying down. Now we can start really getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Well, actually, I am looking at my hours right now, since I'm laid up, well, that doesn't matter. Hours have switched a little bit for me, but that doesn't matter. So we'll talk about that later.
Sweet.
All right. So for more Fox Valley Gunpla news, we got a couple of the perfect grade Grandpa Unleashed at the store. I think they're already all sold out. We got 3 of them in. It doesn't sound like they're going to be that hard to get. It sounds like they're making multiple runs of these things. There was an early January release, which we got. We got 4 altogether, I think. There's going to be a late January release, from what I understand. When those become available, I'm going to try and get probably 4 more for our store, possibly 6 if I can, and I'm going to send down 2 to the Oshkosh store so that Oshkosh people don't have to travel up to Appleton, or we don't have to send them down.
Oh, I know they were. It sounds like this was going to be not just a standard release, but they really wanted to push it out to show what their next evolution of the perfect grades were supposed to be.
Still without water slides.
I totally agree with Sam. I think that's bullshit that Bandai did not put
There are stickers that look like they come from a real grade kit.
Yeah, that's janky in my opinion.
Thank
That's
God
kind of a
for
bullshit move. But anyway, so hopefully that will be going. We just got in a small order. It was about 10 cases. It was a good mix of stuff. We got some master grades in, not a lot. We got a lot of the old G series stuff in, like the 1990 kits. We got a bunch of that. It's like Rose, Blitz, I think, was in there. Master, I can't remember them all. But so we got, and when I order, I usually order 2 of everything. So we got some of that. We got some Star Wars stuff in.
Any cool Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, if you like the 1/12 scale Shadow Trooper,
Oh,
I think that's a pretty badass looking kit. We got that. I believe we still have the perfect grade Millennium Falcon sitting there. So if anybody is interested in that, Rob,
you're killing me, Smalls.
I believe that's still there. I will find out tomorrow. What else is there? Okay, so the hoodies for the people that gave me money and gave me a hoodie. The guy that does the hoodies, his machine, when they went to go print it, broke down, and as he replaced one part, another part would break. And unfortunately, most of these parts all come out of China, so the shipping has been super slow. He kind of had a solution for me. We were trying to get them done before Christmas. Unfortunately, it did not work out. He kind of ran into another problem. It sounds like when he sent the file, or whoever sent the file, to have these printed off by another person, and then he was just going to do the heat transfer part. Okay. He would like heat press them. Apparently, they printed off all the logos of the old logo, where it's Gunpla Fox Valley instead of Fox Valley Gunpla.
Oh, okay.
So apparently there's 25 of these logos that are printed off. That's not what we paid for, so I'm hoping that he prints off the right ones. But he said he made a comment about he was going to just buy some shirts and then I want to say auction them off, but I don't think it was auction them off. I think he was going to do like giveaways or something like that, or maybe not giveaways, just sell them at a discounted price, just so he can make his money back off of the vinyl and stuff. Yeah. So I'm hoping within the next week or two we get our hoodies back. We'll see. So that's what's going on with that. What else did I have for the news? I don't think there's really much else going on in the store. For any of the Lego fans that are watching, I've been horrible. I keep forgetting. They actually, a lot of the stuff got sold out before and right after Christmas. So our Lego selection's kind of depleted. It looks like I'm supposed to be placing an order with them again. And I am going to try and get in a couple of the Lamborghini Saiyans, S-A-I-N, Scion, whatever it is. That's the big Lamborghini, the big green 8th scale model. I'm going to try and get in a couple of those. I'll see if I can get in a Bugatti if I can. They're supposed to be retiring that model this year at some point. So that one's getting hard to find, but I'd like to get a couple of those in. But yeah, we should be placing a pretty large $10,000 or more Lego order.
I know Lego must have really been popular this Christmas because walking through Target and Walmart today, there is like nothing left on the shelves.
Yep. I went to both Targets over the one over by me and then the one at the mall, and just one aisle just depleted. And everything that's on the shelf was just like, oh, I don't want that. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of it was the Mario fucking Lego series.
I want a bunch of that.
I don't know.
I've been looking at
what I understand in the Lego community, it's one of those you love it or you hate it. There is no in between.
We were just looking at it because they look like really cool display pieces, and we're big Nintendo dorks in this house.
Oh yeah.
So it actually scales well with, like, my wife has the Figma Mario and Yoshi and all that shit, and it kind of scales in there. It fits with it. It's weird.
Really? Okay.
But we're also looking at some of the World of Nintendo stuff too instead. So we've kind of gone back and forth. She's got some of those figures too.
Sweet. All right, I think that's really all I have for Hobbytown news. Not a lot of new stuff. Well, we did get some new stuff. Oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch of the Wing Zero custom Verkaz. We have one more small shipment coming in from Playmod. It's going to be a couple. I got 2 more each of the titanium unicorns and the titanium Sinanjus. Yeah. And what else is there's a couple more Wing Verkaz coming in. There's a Pac-Man model. I forget what it's through Bandai. I believe
seen that.
Yeah, I think he's got the hands and the legs from the cartoon. Yeah, bring it up, Rob.
I'm on it.
We've got, I think, 6 of those coming in, and I'm tempted to get one, but I think it's going to be one of those that it's like the Haro Kitty that Sam got. I think it's going to be like a mainstay. It's going to stay there. It's not a limited release or anything like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a normal release, but this is the one you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're really inexpensive too.
6 or 10 of those coming in.
Did somebody say Haro Kitty?
Yeah, I want to get that Haro Kitty so bad. We do have a couple of those at Hobbytown. I think we got 6 of those in.
How much are those? Because I'm definitely going to have to pick up at least 2.
They're really cheap.
Most of the Haro stuff, if it's just the Haro ball, is right around the $8 to $12 mark, I think.
Yeah, if you get a chance and you're over there, set 2 of those aside for me, because I need one, and so does Willow. Needs all of the Haros because she's Haro obsessed.
Okay. I'll stop in there tomorrow.
Sweet. I'll try to get in after work one day this week.
Okay.
Maybe. Otherwise next weekend, because Ian wants a Hobbytown trip.
But that is pretty much it for Hobbytown news. The store is still going. Hopefully this COVID 2.0 is really going to hit hard, I think. Lauren and I were talking the other day. It sounds like China has their second wave of their first wave of the new COVID strand hitting them. Apparently India has it. The UK has it. So that's why there's a lot of the border lockdowns and stuff.
Great.
Our fear is they're barely getting caught up from the first wave. And it's hard to believe, people, but yes, it's been almost a year, because what happened was China is coming into their new year, and they basically shut down.
Yep.
Everything.
Chinese New Year.
It's almost 2 weeks. Well, it's actually longer, isn't it?
It's a full month.
It's a full month. Okay. It's a full month of where they don't do any work really. So that kind of puts a dent in the supply that comes into the U.S. We still haven't recovered from the backlog that was created during this whole year. China hasn't been able to keep up with it. So that's why all the hobby world is just suffering right now, because 90% of the hobby world comes from China.
Right.
Except for, Gundam, which is basically all Japanese, but still. So we're kind of watching and seeing what happens, because if China gets hit, it's going to trickle into the U.S. And if the U.S. gets hit, it's going to be another lockdown, probably same time of year. We're hoping that we will have a huge inventory of models and puzzles for everyone to be able to have something to do if we go into lockdown again like we did last summer.
Yeah.
I think the
election's
over.
It's
coming, but
the election's over. We're
right,
not gonna give a shit anymore.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'm not trying to create a panic or anything for anyone to go out and I got to stockpile and create a backlog. But I'm just saying, if it does hit, Lauren has made it perfectly clear, and even Bob, we need to be prepared for it, and we need to stock our shelves up.
Yep.
And Bob is not afraid to dump money into the Gundams. A lot of the stuff that is going to be needed. Puzzles, Gundam, models. I shouldn't say Gundam. I should say models. Even the Lego stuff. He's just like, get it in before we can.
Yeah,
Lego, I'm not too worried about. What's that?
Do you think that he would possibly buy something and keep it in the back and not even shelf it until something like that would happen?
I don't know.
Instantly remuting now.
There's been the last huge order we got, I had misordered some items. So we do have stuff sitting in the back, but it's not like anything major. Would he buy to have overhead? That I don't know. We don't have the room for overhead, basically. Our stock room is basically a room of a little bit of stock, but mainly stuff for the store that we need. That gets changed out. It's kind of a catch-all room.
Yeah. No, there's always the option too if he has to, if he starts to get the wind that stuff is coming. I'm sure he's not going to be opposed to figuring something out.
Yeah, Bob is not an idiot. He pays attention. He listens to the rumor mills in the hobby world. He's in touch with all the vendors, and I mean, Bob does huge amounts of business for Horizon Hobby. I mean, when the air show's going on, it's Hobbytown and Horizon Hobby that have a booth together. So he does huge amounts of sales for RC. We're one of the largest Traxxas people or vendors in the area, possibly in the state. Between his two stores, they do insane amount of Traxxas. We can't keep it on the shelf. That's how bad it is. And so, like I said, Bob is not afraid to spend money. He knows you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, you can't sell what you don't have.
Right, exactly. And he just keeps telling us, like, if we can get it, we'll get it.
And the one thing we've noticed, especially this last year, is as fast as those big orders come in and goes on the shelf, those shelves get stripped.
Yeah. Oh, he even said that. I talked to him the other day, and there was an order that came in, and we were talking about, should we do another wrap event? Because we got to wrap all this stuff. I said, well, if we do, Bob, I need your wrap machine, if you will. I need you to bring that up here because we can't do it with one. 10 boxes isn't a huge order, but it still takes a person 4 or 5 days to wrap everything. And he basically said, he goes, you guys turn over your Gundams so fast. He goes, is it even worth it to wrap them? I said no, because they all have the little plastic bands around them now.
Right.
Pretty much 90% of the kits out there do. Any of the small boxes have little pieces of tape that are on them. He basically did it because he didn't want people opening them up and looking inside of them.
Well,
so
it's a loss prevention thing too.
It's a loss prevention thing. But he was afraid that too many people, parts can go missing. People can drop stuff out and not see that it's dropped out and, stuff like that. And I told him, I said, Bob, we turn them over so fast. You're absolutely right. So we won't be doing that, but we will be taping them on the ends.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. Just get those little circle tabs that you see on pretty much every other box.
Yep, exactly. So that eliminates probably 2/3 of the amount of time it takes me to get things on the shelf, because it's you gotta cut it, wrap it, seal it, then you gotta shrink it, and then go. That's 2/3 of the time. So now we can basically streamline the process of pull them out of the box, check them off the list, throw a tag on it, get it on the shelf.
That'll be nice.
So that saves me and the other employees so much time. And it's because of the amount of turnover that we have. I can't keep things on the shelf fast enough. Like we got in that order of 10 cases that we got. I think there was 700 boxes, but out of that, it's 400 unique items. So there's 400 new things or replacement things that hit the shelf. Unique items, 700 altogether, and I'm assuming that's only half of what we need to fill the shelves back up.
So while we're on the topic of Hobbytown as well, Prodigal Dragon asked in the chat is the Epion special coating possible to get. I'm just gonna go out here and say probably right now that I'm guessing they will not be able to, because that's a Gundam base exclusive kit.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
I recommend checking out Side 7 Exports. I actually kind of want to possibly look at throwing an order for one, because I kind of want one that looks nice. And on Side 7, their price they have on there, it's not too much of a markup, and that includes shipping costs too from Japan.
Yeah, any of that P Bandai and Gundam base exclusive stuff, that's really hard for us to get. As Prodigal Dragon knows, one of our vendors did give us showed us that we could.
Where's the justice at?
Yeah. We tried getting 3 of those clear justices, Infinite Justice. I think it was Infinite Justice.
I think it was just the regular justice, but
was it just?
Okay. I think it was just justice.
Yeah, whichever one it was, we tried to get it, and it went as soon as it became available at our vendor. They pulled it out of our cart. This vendor has a disclaimer on their webpage that basically says when doing pre-orders, they don't want their customers, Hobbytown, us. They don't want us taking money for pre-orders because they don't know how many pre-orders they're getting. They just know that they're getting it. And we have gotten screwed by this company once before where they basically, it was the 40th anniversary, the G40, Grandpa, the HG. They basically said, yeah, we're order as many as you want. And then when they hit, we ordered 10. They said, well, we only got in like half the amount we thought we were going to get. So everybody that's ordered any, you're only getting half of what you were.
Well, the thing with the G40 though, wasn't that like Japan had oversold those? I thought.
Yeah, they oversold them in Japan, and then they kind of depleted their U.S. inventory. But they're still making them. We can still get them. We just got 4 of them in, I think. 3 of them. We got 3 of them in, and they're on the shelf. So
now, are they doing that one as a regular production piece now?
I don't know if we're running out of what was run the first time. From what I understand, the first run in the black box was supposed to be with the book about how it was made and everything. And then it was supposed to be re-released later without that book. I don't know if that's the case now, but I thought they were supposed to be changing the box from a black matte finish box to a different graphic design.
Which ones do you guys have in right now?
We have the matte finished box with the silver G40.
I might need to swing by and pick one up because I do want to get those eventually.
Okay.
But who knows when I'll be able to do that? I come to Appleton very inconsistently.
Well, I can still set one aside. Yes, Prodigal Dragon, it is side 7 export. But anyway,
I can confirm it's legit. I've ordered before.
Where was I? What was I saying?
That
Yes.
going on in the background?
Yeah.
Yes.
Besides the G40, yeah, we try and get the hard to find stuff. It's not easy, especially from our one vendor. From Hobbytown Corporate, it's almost impossible to find any P Bandai or Gundam Base exclusive stuff. We do have one other vendor that we rarely ever use. Sometimes they get some obscure stuff in. I don't deal with that vendor. Jess at Hobbytown Oshkosh, he deals with that vendor, and that's how they've gotten some P Bandai exclusive or P Bandai stuff in on their shelves. Because I've been like, hey, how did you guys get a P Bandai? Oh, yeah, we go through this distributor, but we never know what we're getting from them, more or less. It's kind of like,
This background accurately defines my background noise.
Yeah, it does. Bunch of cackling hens.
Save me.
Dude, you know I'm like 10 minutes down the road, right?
I need to make sure these kids don't do anything they shouldn't do.
They're old enough to fend for themselves.
Isn't your mom there to rein them in?
No, she's not.
She's one of the kids.
She's out with her boyfriend.
You go up there and start
Hey, I'll have you know, Boogie and the Yo-Yos is playing in Rapids. So that's where she's at.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so if they burn down the house, it ain't your problem.
Yeah.
There's a fire extinguisher down here. I'm gonna save from the stairs up.
Stay from the stairs up. Perfect.
All right. That's all I think I got for Hobbytown News, everyone. Sorry it took so long. ADD mind, it derails and takes other tracks all the time.
It's all good. I mean, that's what we're here for.
So, I was gonna ask Rob about the Walmart, the G.I. Joe and Transformers stuff. Are they doing are they gonna re-release this stuff like they released it the first time?
What do you mean?
So, you got your first issue G.I. Joe stuff, and then as the years went on, they did stuff, or are they just picking the most popular stuff that's ever sold and releasing it at one time?
As far as I understand right now, they're going with, well, like the G.I. Joe line specifically, they're starting with the more known characters and a couple of fillers.
Yep.
And they're going to kind of work down the line. Now, with the vehicles, I don't know how far they're going down that rabbit hole. I think they're going to stick to the smaller, more basic ones unless they see that it's selling like crazy, and then it's just balls out. Because
how would it not sell like crazy? Because all the people that can afford it now are adults.
Well, I can tell you how it won't sell like crazy. When it's supposed to be in the stores and Walmart fucks the pooch and puts out, like right now, there's like 2 waves of the figures out, the 3 3/4 re-releases.
Yep. Haven't
seen a one. But our Walmart store got like 10 of these Hiss tanks. And
so, not that this would ever fucking happen, but do we have Walmart employees doing black market deals with this shit, like buying it up before it hits the shelf?
They do that with some shit. I haven't seen any of this G.I. Joe stuff hitting.
Because I know they do that with Hot Wheels. There are a couple of stores that had employees going through the boxes and pulling out all the treasure hunts.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, but...
Well, it definitely happens at Walmart and Target stores with like the Thrust, the G1 or the Earthrise Transformers Thrust that came out, the Target exclusive, is like unobtainium. That was found to be happening with that one. Some of the Marvel Legends that are the chase figures, they do them with those.
I know there's
G.I.
people
Joe,
that...
Well, like what's happening with the G.I. Joe stuff is you'll get some of these stores and they'll get entire end caps and they're just packed with these 3 3/4 figures and they're shelf warming, but then they don't see like the Hiss tank or the Ostraker.
Yeah.
And like our store got the Hiss tank, not the Ostraker, and none of the figures.
Okay.
And I haven't seen the figures at any of the Walmart stores over by you either. But I saw the Hiss tank.
Yeah.
So now you go down by Milwaukee, I guess a couple of the stores down there have a ton of the figures. And it was, the G1 reissues are a little bit different, the Transformers, because they don't release multiples. The only ones they did that with were the mini bots. They were releasing them 2 per wave.
Okay.
And
so it was, real quick, I just wanted to ask you, the Hiss tank and what other one were available?
For the vehicles, so far they've released the Hiss tank and the Ostraker, the green dune buggy. The little green actual Joe dune buggy.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that thing was like, every kid had that thing.
Oh, yeah. Because it was like $3 back in the day.
I didn't.
You didn't grow up in that time period either.
Who?
Sam.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, so...
Dude,
oh man, this is total trip down memory lane tonight. Fuck.
I did have some G.I. Joes as a kid. Hardly remember them though.
Yeah, well, Sam, yours weren't real G.I. Joes, and the reason I can tell you that is because you're old enough to be one of my kids. So that means that's at least 20 years there.
And that was probably either some of the 25th stuff.
Yeah.
Or it was the movie line stuff.
Yeah.
More than likely the movie line stuff.
Lame.
I couldn't even tell you what they were.
Lame.
Oh, dude, I can't even hate some of the Rise of Cobra stuff because it was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, some of the vehicles were neat.
I'm guessing, Rob, that you paid attention to that stuff because I watched First Gen, and then when it went into Beast Wars, I got out of Transformers altogether. I didn't care for it. And like I was all in the 80s stuff. How old are you, Rob?
39.
Okay, so there's roughly 4 or 5 years difference between us. So we're still watching and viewing stuff. I think I was starting to get into like middle school and high school when you were still probably watching that stuff.
Beast Wars was out like my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, and I remember.
So I had already graduated out of it. I didn't really watch Beast Wars.
Okay. I know Spencer had talked about it. Oh, Spencer's younger too. I keep forgetting.
Spencer's like, I think 6 years younger than me. He was like dead on in Beast Wars age category.
Yeah, because I remember him.
All these old men.
And then there's Dakota, who probably has no idea what the fuck we're talking about because he's like 19.
Oh, jeez. Okay. They all call me the young guy at work, but I'm not quite that young.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, so he's older than
no
Sam.
Shit. Oh, Sam's still the baby.
See, the thing is, so my dad's a big Transformers guy. You know, he had the 1986 movies, so I watched that more than a handful of times. And then, I distinctly remember Beast Wars being on. Who showed that? Was it Warner Brothers? Showed it on TV.
Yeah,
It would have
WB
been
had it for a while.
Fox.
Yep.
And Fox had it for a while.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fox or the WB.
Yep. I distinctly remember watching Beast Wars on TV. I remember a lot of that stuff. Back when cartoons were good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's the rose-colored glasses things. I don't know if cartoons just aren't good anymore, or the rose-colored glasses don't work at all.
I'll be perfectly honest. Some of the cartoons that I watch now, besides being hentai, no, just kidding.
Oh, I love me some hentai. Don't knock it.
Perfect.
No, I'll be perfectly honest. Some of that stuff's pretty amazing. That's a whole nother rabbit hole we'll get down to when it's Fox Valley Gunpla After Dark.
Yeah.
You realize it's like almost 11, right? We're technically always after dark.
It's always after dark. The stuff my kids watched, which was Mother Goose and Grimm. I think that was the name of it, right?
I couldn't say.
The Adventures of
Visible Confusion.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy.
I remember watching that.
I never cared for any of that stuff. What I watched my kids watch, and I think the only one I liked, to be perfectly honest, was SpongeBob.
I mean, everybody loves SpongeBob.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that would say they hate it.
No, it's one of those shows you can just put on and just like pure background noise. You're like, I can watch this.
Not to mention, it kind of followed some of the 80s, 90s formula for cartoons, where it has a lot that the kids can be entertained by, but there's enough nuance in there that adults catch the innuendo.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do. Yeah. SpongeBob was really good for that.
Yeah.
Because I would watch that, and my kids would be laughing, and I'd just be kind of looking at my ex-wife going, what the fuck? Like, did you catch that?
Yep.
Yeah, but I would have to say, Dakota, you're right. The rose-colored glasses thing, that's huge, especially for late 80s, early 90s cartoons. They were awful. The animation was so choppy. But as a kid, my brain processed it as, wow, this is a pretty cool cartoon, and it's really smooth and flowy.
Yep.
And I'll be perfectly honest, and I never liked Gundam when I was a kid. I watched it a couple times. I thought the animation was cool. I thought the robots were cool. There wasn't enough violence. There wasn't enough action. Such a vivid memory thinking, there's too much talking. There's too much adult talk. It's too political.
And
like a 13-year-old, I'd be just like, this is too adultish.
And that was one of the reasons I think it took so long for it to catch on over here is our culture grew up. We wanted that instant action, robots fighting, guns and pew-pews and lasers and all that shit.
Don't talk. Just fight.
I just see explosions. Only explosions.
And,
Michael Bay. Explosions.
Oh,
but
God.
to its credit, though,
Yeah.
that's also why Gundam holds up for over time like it does, is because of that story and the character building and the political commentary and shit.
Yeah.
It's an adult show with
Yeah.
a package geared towards teenagers.
Right. And
Oh yeah, I gotta love that violence. Oh, by the way, I think Prodigal Dragon probably is gonna fight you because he says he hates SpongeBob, and his friend does.
oh my God.
Fight! I
Y'all
don't
are
advocate-
anomalies.
I don't advocate violence, but violence.
Yeah, Colton,
And
I
you-
think we were all violent kids back in those days.
Prodigal Dragon, because you hate SpongeBob, that's why you hit your thumb or your finger.
Ouch. Now, Colton makes a good point in here, though, too, because, I mean, think about when you and I were growing up, Shane, we had lawn darts with actual tips.
We had the most racist cartoons out there, like Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. How many times have you seen blackface in Bugs Bunny?
Gundam.
Yeah.
Blackface. There was some definite, and I still like the cartoon. The cartoons are funny. As an adult, I can understand that was a different time and everything, but yeah, there was some racial shit going on with Warner Brothers. But it was a different time. I mean, I'm not trying to negate the fact that it was wrong, but it was a different time.
Yep.
Um,
Not to mention, we were all out there. Y'all have paintball and stuff. We were shooting each other with real BB guns.
yeah,
That was our
Oh,
version of
dude.
paintball.
Rob, you brought up lawn jarts. I can remember at a 4th grade birthday party playing midnight lawn jarts. We all went outside, snuck out of the house, and we had 2 lawn jart sets. We had about 12 kids. We only had 2 hard hats and like 4 football helmets. And basically what we did was, it was midnight. We threw the lawn jarts up in the air and we all ran around the yard.
Oh, my God.
I think there was 3 of us that didn't have any kind of head protection, so we put our hands over the top of our head.
What he's saying is there were only about 3 deaths and a couple of mutilations. So
I think we made it 2 throws up in the air, because once they all landed and everyone figured out they're all right, we were just like, all right, now somebody else grabs, because we didn't have enough jarts for everybody. I think it was the 2nd throw when I remember seeing my friend's mom looking out the kitchen window and screaming because she saw what we were doing, and she ran outside and told us to get our asses inside the house.
oh, man.
That's the time. And I can remember another birthday party where we were playing Kick the Bucket at like 9:00 at night. And somebody thought it'd be hilarious if they put the bucket over a well pump.
Oh,
That kid went to the hospital.
that's a broken foot.
That was a broken toe. I believe he broke his big toe. Yep. The good thing was the parents were a doctor and a nurse. So, yeah.
You guys are stupid. Go to the hospital.
You know, that was, Rob, would you not say that's almost like the norm for back in the 80s?
Oh, for sure. And like on skateboards, nobody had really heard of elbow pads, knee pads, and helmets for that
No.
shit. We just jumped on them.
I don't know of a single kid that wore a helmet on a bike
Dude,
or on a skateboard.
I remember being on the dirt bike ripping through the woods with absolutely no safety gear.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a gear Nazi now, and I have been since I really started riding on the street and racing and all of that. I won't get on a motorcycle now without my helmet, my jacket, my gloves, all that, the armor. But my God, at 10, 12 years old, I'd get on that dirt bike and ham fist that throttle right down the trails. Trees whipping through, smacking you in the face with little branches. Oh, yeah.
I was 15. It was before I got my license. My next door neighbor, we lived out in the town of Neenah. We were on a dead end road, and at the end of the road was a farm. And half of the road was basically farm fields with barbed wire fences. And my next door neighbor and I both got mini bikes. And we would tear up and down the road until we either ran out of gas and my parents would say, no, we're not running into town to get you more gas. or until one of the bikes broke down. And I can remember my buddy Brian putting on a pair of sunglasses at like 9 o'clock at night when it was dark and riding off into the ditch and almost getting tangled up in the barbed wire fence.
Ooh.
No helmet, but we were safe because my parents wanted us to put on glasses. We had to put on glasses because there were lake flies and gnats out. And if we got them in our eyes, we could hurt our eyes or, blur the vision and crash. And all my neighbor had was a pair of sunglasses.
Yep. Hey, Colton's got a question for Dakota. What box does that go to? He's curious.
What box does what go to? The kid I'm playing with? Or this? My Stark Jagan?
Unless he means the other one, and that's your Master Grade Jagan, isn't it?
Yes, I have a Master Grade Jagan and a Ale Strikes in here on the backlog.
Ah.
And then I have... Then the other Jagan, because I have to have more than one of them. It's just a requirement, so there's one that's already built.
I get the impression that he likes the Jagan.
I like the Jagan. I don't know. I wish I could find the resin. I wish the resin conversion kit for the regular Jagan to be a Stark Jagan. I wish I found more information on it, but it got designed, and then I don't think anything ever happened. And it makes me kind of sad.
Didn't somebody post something that there's supposed to be a new release of that? The Jagan?
Of the...
No, there's a Master Grade gin coming out.
Yeah.
Is that what you posted on the page the other day, Sam? Or today?
I didn't post anything. Someone posted a YouTube link. It's just things.
I could have swore I saw something about a Jagan. Maybe I'm thinking of the gin. It's on the Fox Valley Gunpla page, Dakota.
We'll be going through some Gundam news
Just go
anyway.
there.
And
I know there's a whole ton of releases just around the corner that they announced about a month ago.
Okay.
The yearly releases.
Yeah.
Yep. Tony posted it. The MG Gin.
That is a pretty kit.
Oh, yeah, it is a YouTube video.
I kind of need that. It looks awesome.
Rob, you don't need anything.
Well,
I know what you...
my sanity says otherwise because I either build cool shit or I get snippy.
What is your backlog?
It's slowly shrinking.
Okay. What about the Astray?
I was actually working on that one, but it needs a lot of panel lining, and I didn't feel like doing that tonight, so... and I actually have multiple Astrays, because I've got the perfect graded red frame
That's
Kai.
the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I need to get into that, but... I don't know. That's one of those ones where I'm waiting for stuff to die down at work for the season, so that I have that extra time.
Rob, I don't think you've ever talked about a dead time of the year except for when COVID hit.
Well, we go from 60 plus to 50 plus.
Oh, okay. So
My backlog's pretty big right now.
Actually,
I just haven't built much lately.
First quarter, we usually kind of die off a bunch because everybody's doing inventory and ramping up new production and all that crap.
Gotcha.
So first quarter tends to get a little slowish. I say ish. We're also better staffed than we've ever been, so we were expecting first quarter to be really slow, and then we spent the first week setting company records.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll go with awesome. Sure.
Well, you have a new rig, don't you, though?
Not new. The one I've got right now, they took away the one I got new because we had too many miles on it for the short amount of time we had. Yeah, to give you an idea, my 2019 Volvo VNR had more miles on it than most of our 2017s by a good margin.
Like, how many miles are you talking?
There was 300,000 miles on that truck.
But don't those trucks hit like almost 1,000,000 miles?
City trucks aren't quite like, you can cut the miles in half before they start. What they
Because
do,
of the transmission or the engine?
oh, everything. They just start to, because we beat the tar out of these city trucks because we're
Okay.
stop and go all the time. We're zipping
Yeah.
around. But what it is, we try to get rid of our trucks right as the warranty is expiring. Our warranty on these trucks, I think, is 500,000 miles.
Okay.
So what was happening is we've got a whole round of these Kenworths that are going out because they're hitting that margin and they're hitting the years. I think it's 5 years, 500,000 miles. And I was sitting at almost the same mileage as some of those already on a 2019. So they took that one away and sent it to Milwaukee because it's going on a run where the guy puts on like 40 miles a day because he's literally just bang, bang, bang through an industrial park. And then they sent his up because it only has 150,000 on it.
Mhm.
And it's actually from the same batch of trucks as mine. And then we're getting a bunch of the new Freightliner Cascadias in on the next wave of those in February, I think it is, with the new Detroit engines, 12-speed transmissions, and the collision avoidance systems. Since I do training, they just figured they'll give me the shorter or the lower mileage truck for now, and they want to move me into one of the ones with the collision avoidance because I'm training.
But didn't you say that it was a glitchy system?
It fucking sucks. I don't want it, but
Like hitting the brakes when you don't want to hit the brakes, and
supposedly this new version of the system is better than the old Bendix system. This is actually done directly through Freightliner, which is why we have to go with the Detroits, because we usually get Cummins in everything but the Volvo.
yeah,
The system that Freightliner uses is it's internal, but it has to sync with this Detroit engine and this 12-speed trans. You have to have that option to put it in there.
gotcha.
And apparently it doesn't brake for snowflakes.
Oh, good.
So I'm not going to get pulled over asking why I was panic braking for no reason in the middle of a
Right,
snowstorm.
right. Yep.
That'll be great. We'll see. Supposedly I can also deactivate the system, which I couldn't do on the Bendix rental.
Ah, okay. So you can
turn off-
override it.
Right. I could, on the rental we had with the Bendix system in it, which was another Cascadia like these new ones we've got,
Yeah.
I could shut off the lane departure warnings, but I could not shut off the front sensor.
The collision sensor.
Right. Apparently
Okay.
on this one, I can do that. I guess I'll see when it shows up. I'm a little worried. But I get why I do, because we're also beta testing a new driver training program, like a dock-to-driver training program.
Okay.
And I'm not just onboarding drivers coming in from other, like road drivers coming to city, stuff like that.
Right.
So I get why they want me to have it. Because if I put somebody, like with this dock-to-driver stuff, I put somebody that's never driven a semi into this thing, it's going to help mitigate issues.
Gotcha.
And honestly, if they scratch my truck, I'll kill them anyway. So
Right.
I'm anal retentive about my shit. But yeah, that's a whole ball of wax.
Gotcha.
Until I get annoyed and just start my own trucking company, and then it won't matter anymore.
Shit
It's
or get
only
out
a matter of time.
Oh yeah, it's almost happened once. Now I'm just waiting to see what happens with our political climate and see where fuel prices go, see what happens with rates, see what happens with, because taxation can move customers out of the country, and that causes a whole nother thing, and freight rates drop and fuel prices go up, and if that
Yeah.
whole thing starts happening again, then I'm just going to stay where I'm at, because they do pay me a lot.
Yep.
I mean,
Gotta
I
follow
can't-
the money, man.
But I can make
Absolutely.
a hell of a lot more owning my own shit. It's just a lot more risk.
Right. Yeah.
Bigger risk,
risk-
bigger reward.
Risk and overhead.
It's
Yep.
not actually that bad. Like right now, to give you an idea, I've been running numbers on this for about 5 years. I've been tracking market trends. I've been tracking freight rates, lanes, fuel prices, all of that stuff. And on the current climate and the last couple of years, and they're actually talking about trucking being a very, like, we did a lot of really solid business in 2021 despite COVID. And they're talking 2022, or 2021 and 2022 being a rebound and things going through the roof for trucking. Now, if fuel prices shoot up, it's going to shoot that in the foot. But freight rates are already jacking up again. If it continues on this trend, even at $2.50 a mile, which is actually fairly low,
Yep.
if I'm smart in the way I buy the trucks, factoring costs, driver wages, taxes, all that shit, I can profit on an average 22 to 2,500 mile a week run about $100 grand a year per truck.
Wow. That's
Now,
crazy.
that's not buying brand new trucks. That's buying off lease and used trucks that are within the 400 to 500,000 mile range with the extended warranties on them. So I'd have warranties on the trucks for probably.
And
2
you
years.
shouldn't have to worry so much about breakdowns either at that point.
The 2 worst times to own a truck: brand new, because they will all break. It's covered by warranty. It just depends on how long it takes them to get it back up and running. And after 700,000 miles, because then you're looking at in-frame rebuilds, things like that. So,
Okay.
Even minor overhauls. So you want to get them. The best time to own a truck is between 250 and 600,000, because then you still like the 500 to 600,000 mile range. You can actually get them stupid cheap, because everybody knows by 700 you're looking at you're starting to look at in-frames. By 800 it's almost a bet.
Okay.
That's 20 grand, 25 grand. So you get the trucks really cheap, but they've already been sorted out. As long as they were a well-maintained truck, you're fine. But that 250 to 500,000 mile range, you're getting the off-lease stuff where it's still under warranty, and it's easy to add an extended warranty to that 700,000 mile range. It's only a couple $1,000s.
Okay.
So it minimizes your repair costs. Then you're just in it for brakes, tires, that kind of shit. The wear
Gotcha.
and tear items. And you can get them like a brand new sleeper semi, well equipped. You know, not one of the big long nose crazy ones, but like your Freightliner Cascadia or your Volvos and things like that.
I need to order another new LED now.
You screwed up, Sam.
I hate myself.
We know.
Sam just shit in the bed all night.
Prodigal Dragon, this is why it's not done yet. I need to buy another new LED.
Anyway, yeah, basically if you buy one of the fleet style trucks that all the super truckers don't like, you get a lot better fuel economy, and you can get one of those. New, they're about 150 to 170.
Okay.
Used, you're talking 55 to 75,000. So basically half.
Okay.
So you minimize your outgoing, you maximize your incoming, it balances out. You don't want to start buying trucks new until you're sitting at probably 15 plus trucks in your fleet already.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, because like you said, Rob, they're all going to break, especially within warranty. That's when you get all the bad parts, that made it through the production line. But those are all the things that give you lots of downtime, though.
Right. It doesn't do you any good to have a brand new truck sitting in a repair bay for 8 hours, because then it screws the driver's clock. It delays your loads, all that stuff. It's brand new cars can be that way too. When you buy them brand new, there's always a few bugs to work out. Like I've had 4 or 5 software revisions done on my Jeep already,
Transmission?
No, one of them was for the auto start, the push button start system.
Yep.
There was 2 of them for emissions and something else. There was another one that was supposed to address an oil consumption problem I've heard about. Some people with this 2.4 liter engine have had like really bad oil consumption on them, and it's something to do with the cam phasing programming sticking in weird spots. I've never had the issue. Like mine hasn't, even on break-in, never used any oil.
Okay.
Between oil changes. I also don't go the full 10,000 miles. I do my oil changes every 7.
Okay.
So I'm not down at all. But apparently that was an issue with them. There was an issue with the auto emergency or parking brake. If you have it enabled, they were activating at stoplights, and you had to completely shut it off, put it in park, shut it off, and then restart it and go again. I never had that issue either, but it was in a software revision.
Okay.
It's all that kind of shit. It was a new model, all that fun stuff. So,
see, I know with my wife's Dodge, the only thing we've had to go and do updates is the transmission. They like to have a real hard downshift right at about 27 miles an hour.
Yep.
That got taken care of. My dad, he's got the same body style. It's a 2014, though. I think it's the first year of that body style. Hers is a 17. So, yeah, a lot of transmission updates for those Rams, apparently.
And we've had 2 transmission updates, and then there was another with the cruise control on Tiff's Journey.
Okay.
And it was something to do with it didn't want to disengage with the brake pedal on some of them.
Oh, like the torque converter's not unlocking?
No, it's the actual cruise control wasn't disengaging on the brake pedal on some of them.
Oh.
And you could literally hit the button, put it in neutral, anything else, and it would disengage just fine. But
hitting the brakes wouldn't disengage the cruise control?
We never had the issue on ours, but apparently that was an issue on some of them.
Damn.
That'd be exciting.
But I mean, literally, all you do is hit the cancel button on the steering wheel, and problem solved.
Yeah, well, that's an ass-puckering moment.
I need to stop. The car's like, nah. We're not doing that.
I'm just going to jack up my RPMs because there's resistance.
Drops 3 gears. We got this.
And the crazy part is, though, that can get a little dangerous in them things, especially if you got the RT, the Crossroad RT, because that's got the 3.6 liter with like 340 horsepower. So when that thing takes off, it's history. That stupid Journey is retarded. Like, I've said it since we got it. I know why soccer moms are hitting phone poles and shit like this. You don't give these non-driving, non-paying attention soccer moms 300-400 horsepower.
You got a point, Rob.
It's ridiculous. Thank God my wife can drive.
When my wife got that truck because she had a 2001 Silverado with the 5.3 in it.
Okay.
It was a 2-wheel drive truck. She was from Illinois, central Illinois. So they didn't have a lot of snow. They had more ice than anything. They'd get ice storms, but then it would, be gone just as fast as it came.
Right.
So she only had 2-wheel drive trucks. So that 5.3 was pretty snappy, but you're talking nearly 100 more horsepower.
Yep. Plus you got the 8-speed transmission and...
Yeah, because she only had, I think, 280 horsepower in that 5.3. And this is almost a 400 horsepower motor, so yeah, that's not gonna lie. I was a little worried for that amount of power when she got that truck.
Yeah, well, my wife's been around horsepower her whole life. I mean, her dad's a big hot rodder, and I mean, he's built all kinds of stupid shit. And I mean, she's been around me for over 20 years.
Right.
She's driven some retarded ass cars.
Right.
Like. My favorite one so far, I had a 90 Dodge Daytona Turbo that I did a stroked engine on, big turbo, big intercooler. I mean, this thing was sitting at like 550 at the tire. It was stupid, and it was a manual transmission. And she had it one night because I was working on her car. We weren't even married yet. We had just moved in together probably 2 or 3 months before this.
Okay.
And I was at her dad's shop working on her car, so she took mine to go out with a girlfriend of hers. They were going to go spend the weekend at her girlfriend's house.
Yep.
So she calls me a little while later when they got there, giggling like hell. Her girlfriend had a Grand Am GT that she had just got with the V6, like the Ram Air and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Thought it would be funny to pass Tiff. So Tiff let her get around her, threw that bitch in third on Highway 12 out by New Lisbon, and just gone.
Nice.
She calls me. She goes, "Did you know your car will burn tires at like 60 miles an hour?" Yeah. She goes, "Yeah, Tony thought that was pretty funny too." She went by her just smoking the front tires.
Nice.
Yeah, she used to mess with Rice Boys and all kinds of shit that we've owned, like the supercharged Land Rovers and shit. We had the Volvo V70R for a while that I literally threw the entire IPD catalog at. Yeah, that was 450 horsepower and all-wheel drive with a 6-speed. That was nasty.
Damn.
She used to troll the little Honda boys around here with that thing. My
Oh,
Audi, most of my Audis, yeah, she trolled them with those. So she's used to horsepower.
Right.
But, like, my sister had the same, like, she had the 2014 with the 280 horsepower version of this engine.
Okay.
And she did not handle it well. Like, Kip still gives her shit about it.
Really?
Yeah, and then oh, God, the car she put her in now, it's a Benz.
I'll be right back.
It's a 2020.
Don't miss me too much.
What was it, CLA something or other with the sport package, and it's like 350 horse turbo 4-cylinder with all-wheel drive. It's redonkulous. It's like, dude, are you sure that was the best idea?
Right.
And he goes, she got it by default because they traded his truck in for it.
Okay.
And he was driving it, didn't like it. He wanted his truck back. He had a 2017 Ram, and he wanted a Ram again. So they were looking at trading in her Journey anyway. And she goes, "Well, I really like the Benz. I'll just take the Benz, and you can buy a new truck."
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
and then, so he could get what he wanted.
Yeah, that's basic, because she really liked the Benz. They were actually looking at going and buying another one.
Oh, okay.
So she says, "Why would we do that? Why don't we just give me the one we have?" Because it only had like 3,500 miles on it.
Yep.
And she was putting most of it on there. He drove it to and from work, and then after that, she drove it.
Okay.
She's like, "Let's just go get the truck." So they did. They went and got a Ram. But
Nice.
yeah, 350 horsepower turbo 4. That thing is nasty quick. Because it's basically my Jeep Compass in a Mercedes. You know, it's that size, that weight. It's not real heavy. It's a tiny little thing, 4-door, like half SUV, half car thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's got like an 8-speed transmission and shit in it. It's ridiculous.
Oh, same one they probably use in the Rams then.
No, this is the Benz.
Yeah, FIA, right? Oh wait, no, that's Fiat. Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking of Fiat. This is it's still Daimler, but Daimler doesn't own Chrysler anymore. But yeah, it's no, this thing is like a car. It's basically the same size as my Jeep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, it's he took me for a ride in that thing in sport mode. I'm like, "Can you disable that before Britt drives this damn thing?" That was right after they got it. They stopped by and were checking out. He's gonna help me do some stuff to the house.
Okay.
Because he was a carpenter by trade until he screwed his back royally.
Ah.
But yeah, he was checking some stuff on the house, and he brought that car over, and we went out. It's like, this thing is just nasty. I kind of like it. But
Nice.
yeah, she's the soccer mom I'm afraid of.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. No, totally understand.
Prodigal, you're right. Everybody did underestimate those turbo Dodges from back in the day. They could be nasty. I was a big fan.
Like the GLH?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I still got an Omni sitting at my house. Yeah, my wife will tell you I might have been slightly obsessed with those cars.
Well, even the Daytonas were totally underrated.
Oh yeah, dude, they were fun to drive. That's what they were. All those turbo 4-cylinder Dodges back in the day. Like Dodge was mental. What we're seeing right now with what they're doing with like the Hellcat motors and all that. This is 1980s, like late 1980s Dodge all over again. Because these were the assholes that were sitting around there half stoned going, dude, this little turbo 4-cylinder is kind of fun. Yeah. Hey, you know what else has a 4-cylinder non-turbo in it? The minivan. This'll fit! And they stuck that turbo and 5-speed into the damn minivans.
Yup. And did not detune it.
No. They were the Turbo 2s with intercoolers. It's like...
Yep.
Oh my god. Because when...
people were going to the junkyards and trying to find those... they couldn't find them in the Daytonas, but they could find them in the minivans. And they were just going crazy in the junkyards, taking out all those turbo minivan motors.
Prodigal, if you ever want to sell that, call me.
Holy shit.
You and I need to talk.
Oh my god.
Because I'm looking for another Daytona bad. We used to, back in the day when those minivans were dirt cheap everywhere, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
We used to go buy them up, and then we'd make our own. Like, we'd go to the big diesel truck shops, and when they do, like, deer repairs and stuff, you'd get these giant-ass intercoolers, and they're only damaged on, like, one corner. But we'd cut down the cores and make 2 or 3 front mounts out of them. And we'd use those, put them in these turbo minivans with these giant intercoolers that we'd made. We'd run the boost up, put the bigger turbos on them. We'd stud the heads. And then we'd go out and just troll people in this wood grain side paneled minivan.
Hey, Rob. Look at the chat.
I saw. Hit me up because we got to talk, buddy.
It's a T-top.
Oh, God damn. Dude, if you say it's a 5-speed, then you've just won me over.
Is it the blue one? The blue or red? Please say it's the blue.
Oh, I hope so.
Car.
I mean, I'll take the red, but if it's the blue,
Yeah, everybody had the red one, though.
I've had about 9 of them.
All this conversation means nothing to me at any point.
Well, now you know what it's like when I have to listen to IT talk bullshit.
All I gotta say is tell me it's a 5-speed.
It's red.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, it's the red. I can live with the red. Tell me it's a 5-speed. If it's a manual, that's the A555
He says all
5-speed.
Oh, God damn! Oh!
Is Rob going to spend more money on something else?
Oh, God, right to the heart. Buddy, we're talking. We are talking. This is it. This is the car.
Is this original or is it all restored?
I don't see what the big whoop is about.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
I don't have a taste for cars, so that's probably just me.
Pop-up headlights, T-top, turbo, and a 5-speed. There is no better car.
Horribly underrated.
Oh, yeah.
May not have had the best suspension in the world, but it was still tight.
I have been looking for an 89 Shelby with T-tops and a 5-speed for like the last 10 years.
What's that background there, Rob?
I'm the one screen sharing.
Oh,
yeah, there's the blue one.
Oh, what's that background there? What? Is that a Jeggin?
No, it's a Cypher 2.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I like that. I need to get myself a Sniper 2 eventually. I did the Sniper 1, but Sniper 2s are nice.
I don't even know where this background picture came from.
I've seen it looks like it's a more realistic version of the box art.
Actually, he's right. All the 89 Shelbys, I forgot about this. They are all 5-speed. It wasn't until 90 they got the auto. Before that, it was the ES that was the auto.
Okay.
The only other car that I would go nuts for, if I had the money, would be a Conquest.
Oh God, yes. Oh yeah.
I knew a guy that had one, and I wanted that car so bad. Oh my god, those
Oh,
cars were just fucking awesome.
Prodigal, send me a price and pictures. Oh, we gotta talk, bud. I need that in my life.
You know what the funny thing is, Rob? I'm like, I know what car you're talking about. I'm like, that's a Mitsubishi Starion.
Oh, the Conquest?
Or no, the Daytona. It's a Starion.
No, the Conquest is a Starion. That was the 2.6 Mitsubishi motor with rear-wheel drive.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Daytonas were their own. They're actually a K car. They're the K-frame. Basically, the Omni, the K car, the Spirit, all that, all shared that same basic chassis, or that same basic frame underpinning. Even the minivans had the K-frame underside, which is why that motor fit in literally everything. I actually have, right now at my house, I've got an 88, 89 Omni. It's the regular Omni non-turbo 2.4 or 2.5 automatic. My grandmother bought this car new when she couldn't drive her Shelby anymore because she couldn't push the clutch in. She couldn't do the 5-speed anymore. So she traded it in on this one. It's got 80,000 original miles on it. Sat in my grandma's garage when she couldn't drive anymore for like 10 years before she passed away. I actually want to find a rusted out GLH and then Frankenstein the fuck out of them and make a really badass little GLHS. Because this car is clean.
My God. Fucking memory lane tonight, man. Like, this is 90s episode.
Not gonna lie, dude. Out of all the cars I've ever had, my Daytonas are still some of my favorite. And I've had some wild cars.
And they were bulletproof motors.
Yeah.
To a certain point.
Throw a better head gasket in it and the ARP head studs, 30 pounds of boost on that motor all day. They were forged factory internals.
Yeah, because you could easily hit 400 and not worry about that block. And that car with 400 horsepower was
uncontrollable.
Yeah, that was insane.
Dude, the other fun ones, if you can find them, they're rare as shit, were the RT cars from 90 to 92. Because that's when they got all in with Lotus and they did that twin cam turbo. And they did them, it was the Daytona IROC RT and the Spirit RT.
Yeah.
I bought one of those Spirit RTs by accident. I was looking for a daily driver because my Stealth had gotten to the point where it was just retarded.
I realized that I was unmuted this whole time and there's people shouting. You should let me know.
You'll be all right. I think I was 16, 17 years old. The Stealth was just stupid. I was 17 because it was after I totaled the Mustang. I hit a deer drag racing my cousin's vet. Anyway, I had bought a Stealth twin turbo.
Oh my God. All-wheel drive?
Oh yeah. They're all the turbos are all-wheel drive.
I thought you could get or was that the 3000 that you could get a two-wheel drive version?
Nope. You can get them without the turbos in front-wheel drive. All the twin turbo cars are all-wheel drive.
Those are VR6s.
Yep, the VR6 and the Stealth twin turbo. I like the Stealth better because I like that wraparound rear spoiler and those corner wraparound taillights.
And the Stealth didn't come with...
VR6. Yeah, you're right.
The Stealth didn't come with all the extra, moving arrow and stuff either.
Right.
So it wasn't as maintenance heavy. You didn't have as many check engine lights.
Right. It didn't have the all-wheel steering and it didn't have the active arrow. It did have the active exhaust, though. But that went right the fuck out the door.
Yeah, that's...
we went nuts on this car because I was actually working for a family member's performance shop at the time, and these were just starting to come into, Berkshire Racing was starting to be a thing, and we're starting to see them, so we decided to just make this car nuts. And I needed a daily driver. Prodigal, the IROX didn't have the twin. The RT did. You had to get an IROC RT. There is a regular IROC 2 that is just the regular. It's either the V6 or it's the 2.5 turbo regular. Anyway, I see this ad in the paper for a Dodge Spirit. It had 60,000 miles on it, and she wanted like $1,500 for this car. So I call the lady. It's an older lady. Her husband had it since it was new. He passed away. She can't drive a manual. And I'm thinking, a Spirit with a manual. What the hell? And I didn't know this. I mean, you're talking mid-'90s. I didn't know anything about the RT cars at all at this point. She goes, I think it's a turbo something. So I'm thinking, at this point, I've had a couple, like a turbo LeBaron and things like that. I'm thinking it's the 2.5 turbo. It's like, oh, maybe they did come with 5 speeds. Cool. So I go over to look at this car, beautifully clean car, and I'm looking, what the hell is a Spirit RT? And I pop the hood. It's like, I've never seen this shit before. Took it for a test drive, came back, and I couldn't hand her that money fast enough. I'm like, this is the greatest car ever. It's so unassuming. It was like the Taurus SHOs. You look at them, you didn't know what the hell it was. You just knew it was something a little bit different. And that's when I started learning about the RTs and stuff. And
the all show, no go.
Yes. For their day, they were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Because that was the other car I got obsessed with for a little while, was the SHOs. You had to get them in 5-speed, though. Otherwise, They were just boats.
I want to say one of the James brothers had one of those SHOs and beefed up that motor. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. Mark
James and Mark James.
Mark, I think, was the one. He had, I want to say that was the first gen SHO he had.
Yes, he did.
I think it was a Show Plus. Yeah, they're both on my feed. I used to run around with those guys a bunch.
I would assume so. You're about that right age. Yeah, those.
They used to be part of the car club that I was in when I first got up here and started getting into the scene. Wisconsin Street Dominators.
Yep.
Really cool guys. I love those guys to death.
Super down to earth.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, you know what they have under the hood. Those were insane Mustangs. His Lightning was fucking crazy. And just a total down to earth guy.
He got rid of the Lightning.
He did. Yep.
Yeah. Now he's got another Mustang.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Well,
is it his or his kids? Because his son is getting into it now.
He's got a Shelby GT500.
His son?
No, he does. And then his son has the Fox body. It's an 89 LX.
Yeah.
But the last SHO I had a 92 with a 5-speed that I put the Vortex supercharger on it and literally dropped off at Show Shop and said, make the suspension beat a BMW.
Jesus.
That's when I was a race engineer for SNS. I was fucking around down by Viola and all that all the time.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there with an M3, and I wanted to embarrass him because in a straight line, I knew I could take him.
Okay.
And, I mean, bad. I could eat him alive on a straight line with that Vortex supercharged Yamaha motor.
Yep.
But Show Shop redid the whole suspension on it, did coilovers around the whole car, better sway bars, set it all up. We did the whole brake upgrade on it. Oh, yeah. That was a fun car. And that I had that thing for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
But I never got as deep into those as I did the DSMs and the Turbo Dodges.
Yeah, DSM, baby.
Oh, yeah. First gen all the way. I know most people like that Fast and the Furious body style, but the first gens were so much lighter, and you could get the early ones with pop-up headlights. And I have a thing for pop-ups. It, oh, so much fun. Always broken.
Right.
That was the one thing I didn't ever have an issue with on those Turbo Dodges. Is you really had to try to break those sons of bitches. I know. I mean, oh god, transmissions. I used to eat transmissions in those DSMs. I mean, all-wheel drive clutch dumps at boost probably didn't help.
No. There we go.
I'd have to agree with Prodigal on that one too. The Stealth was better than the 3000 GT just because it's prettier.
Yeah, and you could get in that lime green. What was it?
Oh, that yellowish greenish color.
What did they call it? Nitro green or nitro?
Yeah. Mine was black.
Okay.
But yeah, that's another car I'd like to get my hands on again. Is a first gen Stealth twin turbo. Because once again, pop up headlights. Got to have my pop ups.
You know what was another good one for back in the 80s with a twin turbo? 300Z.
Yeah. Oh, the 90s 300Zs.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things were fun. Messed with a couple of those. They're a bitch to work on.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're cramped into that.
Sir wants to get his hand between the engine and the sides and the firewall. Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, even my 350Zs were that way. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna put 2 turbos in here and all the rest of the stuff. How about no?
Yeah.
Guys, I would say mine is not as talkative as Spencer's, but here's my kitty.
Aw, it's kitty time.
He's cuddly, you know.
Is that the one that hangs out on the back of the sofa all the time?
It's the only cat I've got.
So
He
that's
likes-
the one that hangs
he
out on
loves
the back of
this.
the sofa.
I'm not a sofa, but he likes this. Like, you give him a minute, he just gets all comfortable with my shoulders.
He's just trying to find the sweet spot now, huh?
Yep.
That's awesome.
His name is Lucky.
Did the party goers drive him away?
Yeah, it's too loud up there for him.
Oh, I have a
Goddamn
feeling there's a
Lord.
Daytona purchase in my future. As long as it doesn't have
Maybe another.
the rust
Six-
issue by the back frame, we're good. The
Um,
back
does this
subframe.
Another 6 months where we don't see Rob coming into the store.
Nah.
Priorities changed a little bit, guys. Sorry.
I mean, unless it's a completely restored car. Because the one thing is if it's not like a low mileage Survivor in really nice shape, they don't usually sell for a lot. A couple $1,000s. So, no, it won't be too bad. You may have to pry me out of the car, though.
Yeah, right. I had a later 90s fucking like hunter green Daytona. I'll admit they're nice little cars to tootle around in.
Oh, they are. Dude, my favorite one to drive around was that 90. Because I loved the interior on it. The 89 still has that squared off dash, and I mean, they're still really awesome cars. The 90 got the interior update, and it had that big bubble gauge pod with the turn signal stock on the gauge pod, and had that nice swoop down center console, and the seats were awesome.
Okay.
Those are some of the best seats I've ever had factory in a car. Like, we'd get in that thing and just drive it for days. Like, we just tootle bob. There were times I'd get off of work and we'd have a weekend off or something, and Tiff and I would just go on drives out. Like, we wound up all over the place. Madison, Milwaukee, didn't matter. Just drove.
That's cool.
I also had a monster
I don't know
stereo
why
in
he
that
likes
one.
us so much, but he does.
Huh?
I said, I don't know why this cat likes my shoulders this much, but he does. He likes to perch there,
He wants to snuggle your head
right?
just before he chokes you to death.
I mean, he used to sleep near my head when he was a little kitten, and
was
then he
trying
stopped
to
doing it as he
smother
got older. Yeah, I kind of figured.
Cats are always secretly trying to kill you.
He's really horrible at trying to kill me. Good at trying to kill little animals, but because he brings them home all the time. Horrible trying to kill me. Unfortunately. Isn't that right, bud? Aren't you a little killer?
Yep. I got the message. We're going to be chatting.
Ooh.
If it's in good enough shape for me to save, oh, that's one I will make time for. I'm a big fan.
I see purchase in Rob's future.
Speaking of going down rabbit holes,
Is it that time?
I mean, it's been that time the whole damn show.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is
We
the show.
apologize for all the vehicle talk.
Has anybody been like building anything this whole time outside of me?
No,
I finished my Starch Egg and I built a action base.
It may not look like it because or it may not sound like it because I've had my mic muted for everybody else's benefit, and our own channel's benefit. I've been cussing at this kit this whole time.
the Hono kit.
Yes.
I
am a novice with wiring, and I hate it.
obviously, I haven't cracked this guy open yet. I got like 6 packages in the mail from Bricklink today, and all these retro kits that I'm selling on Marketplace, I just needed a couple little pieces. So now I've got like probably 20 kits that I'll be posting on Marketplace. Space kits, castle kits, submarine kits.
Oh, from all those bulk buys you did?
Yeah. Yep. I've just been waiting for some of the parts to show up.
At this point, the cat's now no longer over both my shoulders. He's a sack of potatoes over my one shoulder right now.
You'll
Yeah.
get over it.
I don't know why he thinks that's comfortable.
All
He's
right.
a cat. They don't care.
He's pretty
All
much
right.
trying to kill you, and he's going to
Let's
do
get
what
to
he
the
wants
news.
when he wants because it's a cat.
Understandable. Let's get into the news.
Yeah, let's get to the news.
Let's get right into the news.
Silence.
I had
and
to.
Fidel.
Sounds.
All right. HGUC Penelope, new version of it.
What the fuck? Nobody wanted the first one.
Well, no, this is a shooting effects set,
Yeah.
and I want that first one. It's just an expensive kit
Yeah.
for a high grade.
I think once I actually saw the kit, somebody made a chicken out of it. I know that.
Honestly,
Oh,
that kit's probably gonna still start selling more when the movie's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when's
Yes.
that release date? I know they postponed it.
For
I do not know.
April.
April?
Was it
Yeah.
April?
Looks like same time the Z is coming out, or G, or however you say that.
Zai?
Z, Z, whatever. Although I gotta say, for an HG kit, this one doesn't look too bad.
I kind of like how thick both of them look.
It's
Did
got
you guys-
articulated fingers on an HG.
Wait, does it really?
It looks like it.
Or are those just the pre-molded ones?
It looks like it's got actual joints in it. Yeah, look
No.
at-
Oh, maybe.
I'd swear those are actual joints. It might not be. I could be wrong, but
They may have just put panel liner in it.
Yeah, it's
Lucas,
possible.
I think this is it is 2 separate kits. The one has the one's an effect part set that works for both the Gundams. That's why they have both of them on the box art.
It's a special set for Penelope and Z Gundam.
At least I'm
Kit
pretty
comes
sure.
With full kits of.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Oh, it says yeah. It comes with the full kit
Oh, I guess I am
with
wrong.
the effect parts.
How much is that one?
Price
my,
is yes.
17,380 yen.
So,
That's what, $173?
something like that.
And it looks like it's both kits. Yeah, Penelope versus Z. This is both kits plus the effect
Yeah.
parts.
Oh, so Hathaway's Flash is gonna be a movie trilogy then. Okay. It says so right there on the thing. Celebrate the launch of the OVA trilogy.
Oh,
I heard something about that before. That there's gonna be 3 movies.
I don't know what this is.
By the way, I was
Oh, okay.
the Dagger L. Yeah. I just want to say on the topic of Hathaway's Flash, I will not spoil anything for anybody, but one of my friends read it and spoiled exactly what happened at the end of it for me.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've spoiled it for several people, but I'm like, the manga's like 30 years old.
You're right.
And are they actually going to follow the manga is the question.
I mean, probably.
I mean, we could be talking about Star Wars, but we're definitely not.
True. Looks like Jin is coming in April. MG Jin.
He's on the move, boys. He's on the move.
And I need all of this. Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the Jin, I'm surprised it took so long to make a master grade of. Now we just need I believe that's the Earth atmosphere type. Now we need the space type of it. Is it the Dajin or something like that?
I mean, it's Bandai. They can make easy money by putting out a whole nother kit with basically the same.
And he's
kit
gone.
with some minor,
All right.
Yeah.
I can move around again.
All right. The
Oh,
Aura.
the Mark V. Why the hell is this a P Bandai? This is the first release of the Mark V in master grade.
Because reasons in P Bandai.
I mean, I'm gonna buy one. I need this.
I don't know. I kind of dig it.
It's the Mark V. It looks nice. It's really angly. I'm not gonna lie. The front kind of reminds me of the Zeta Gundam. Anybody else get that feeling too?
Kinda, yeah.
I don't like it. No. That's an ugly fucking kit.
It's kind of busy in the front.
Yeah.
Like, really busy.
Those giant thrusters coming out or intakes coming out the front. Just.
It's just like
Just like what?
Striker.
I mean, it's from Gundam Sentinel, so yeah. It's like that from that time period in the thing.
Yeah. Too much. Too much.
He has a giant vacuum cleaner on his chest.
Yeah. The missile pods are cool, but it looks like he's wearing two fucking suitcases on each shoulder.
Yeah.
They could have put a little design work into that.
It's like we're putting these on here, but it's an afterthought.
Yep. Well said.
Legs look a little bit goofy too.
Especially the knee
early.
joint.
Yeah. It's like here's these giant thick ass calves and giant thick ass thighs, and here's these tiny little knees.
Okay, to the Gundam wiki, we're gonna see. I want to see what this kit's actually supposed to look like.
I'm guessing probably pretty close to that.
All right.
Honestly, I love scrolling through the Gundam wiki though.
It looks more streamlined in the picture.
Like it's got a lot more rounded edges, a little smoother like vibes to it.
And the vacuum cleaner isn't nearly as big.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's also like a 2D picture, and more of a head-on looking angle.
True. I mean,
And that's also what you've seen on the artwork on the site is a CG rendering of what the kit's gonna look like.
but this is the Gundam Spirits version.
Oh, is it?
Right, this one right here is.
Oh,
And it looks a whole lot better. It's got chunkier knees to it. It's
all
got
right. I see what you mean.
Now compare that to this. I mean, you can definitely tell this looks a lot cleaner and a lot more streamlined aside from the suitcases on the shoulder.
All right, understandable.
I mean, it's cool if you like it. Buy it. It's P Bandai. Good luck.
I probably will. Is the Testament getting reissued there, or is that an old one?
Reissue is May of 21.
That's where I meant to get mine because I never actually ended up ordering one. That thing looks gorgeous.
That is hot. That
Yep.
looks like an Astray on crack.
I've been on. I mean, basically what it is. But like, I've been on Reddit and people were complaining about how large that V-fin is. I'm like, you knew how large a V-fin was when you were buying the kit. It
Yeah.
shows it.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious.
I mean, I kind of like the giant overkill V-fin. Plus,
I
these
do,
weapon
too.
sets are neat, especially this grapple arm.
Yeah. There's so many options for um, custom customizations on there. And I believe I read somewhere that it does work with all the striker packs.
It comes with one, doesn't it?
It comes with the Divine Striker.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna.
But
Have
like
to order
if you had like all the other striker packs,
Oh yeah, here because it's showing
Yeah.
us a bunch of different.
Yep.
that's if you can get the striker packs, because everybody knows how easy those are to get in Master Grade.
Yeah.
Like everything else, Master Grade.
I know there was a set coming out for China, where it was like a strike remastered version with all the striker pack, like 5 striker packs, including like one brand new one in China colors. And I'm like, okay, so can we please get that set over here? Thank you.
I mean, 5 years ago, we are like, no P Bandai for you.
Yeah,
You
right.
you can only black market these things. And now we're finally getting at least P Bandai where we can order it.
I
Right.
still reserve the right to complain though about China. And
I was to say about P Bandai, and I think everybody reserves the right to complain about P Bandai.
I mean, I like how they have the U.S. site. It saves everybody a lot more money. Oh, but kind of not. It doesn't
Problem
save
is,
money.
is they put like half of everything behind the P Bandai things. So
Yeah,
like all the cool shit, like the
it probably wouldn't be too much of an issue if it wasn't pre-order only, though. You know what I mean?
what was that other one I was trying to get? The
Canon.
no, was it a Justa base? No, it was a GM
The Dominance.
Dominance.
Oh,
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, I want to order it, but I don't want to order it.
Is it back in stock?
Yes, they're pre-order.
Oh fuck, I gotta get on that.
It's pre-order through April 2nd. So
or until supplies last. And I know how much of a bitch that can be when I tried ordering the Perfect Raid Unicorn Final Battle version.
I'll just have to just bite the bullet and do it tonight.
I'm gonna have to spend like 10 minutes trying to figure out what my password is because they wanted some screwball password for Premium Bandai's website, and I'm
Oh
like,
no, it's ridiculous. Like,
this is like you're hacking into the Pentagon trying to remember your password. It's like I don't even need this for my bank account. Why is this so complex?
Oh, he sent me pictures.
Prodigal?
Yes. It's definitely gonna need some work, but it is definitely savable. And he sent me a video. She's so pretty, so pretty.
are you gonna show the class?
If I must.
Nobody's going to snipe it from under you.
Oh, and it's even got the original Shelby wheels on it. He said there's a couple issues with it.
Well, it's a Dodge. Of
something-
course it's going to have issues.
Yeah, this I've actually seen before. This was one of his concerns.
Is that the subframe?
Yeah, there's a separation. I've seen. What happens is somebody hits a deer or something with it, and when they repair it, they don't do it right. It's a bitch to fix, but it can be fixed. And actually, I mean, aside from the surface rust on the floor pans, this thing's pretty solid.
I don't see anything that warrants being rot. Not
No.
like anything imported from the 80s and 90s.
It doesn't look like it saw a lot of winters in Wisconsin.
No, that is very, very savable. Okay, back to rabbit holes that actually involve Gundam.
Lucas says he bought the striker pack from P Bandai, but it was delayed. That doesn't surprise me. It seems like a lot of their stuff's been delayed lately. And I don't know if this is fallback from COVID or not.
What did they recently put up striker packs on P Bandai? Because I didn't think they had one up for at least a year. Unless he's talking about the Perfect Raid set.
Yeah, when did the Perfect Grade set release? That was December, wasn't it? Oh, anyway, RG new heavy weapon system is getting a re-release. P Bandai, of course,
Oh,
because
for the HG.
yeah, RG. Sorry,
No,
it
it's HD.
says
Oh,
RG in
no,
the
oh,
title.
RG, yeah.
Literally says RG right there.
I am dumb.
So
Okay,
another re-release of the same damn kit.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a re-release, but like, let's keep in mind it's a P Bandai, which is pre-order exclusive. I missed the first one. I kind of want to pick. So, I want to pick up too many things. That's an issue.
Overtime, man, it's a wonderful thing.
I can't even get it, unfortunately.
I guess the Heavy Arms HG is getting a clear release.
Oh, click on that.
I want to see I want to see the Zaku. Yeah, fuck the heavy armor.
That kind of looks. I kind of like that, like with the different contrasting colors.
Nope,
That's kind of neat.
nope, that's a garbage kit.
Like are you speaking from your personal bias?
Gundam Base Limited, real type.
Oh
colors.
boy.
Oh,
What was I looking at? This
Why can't that be in a Master Grade release?
god damn it! It's another high grade.
That sounds like something I would say.
That's
I'm
exactly
sorry,
what
but,
I usually say.
Here we go. There we go, Rob. Click on it. You want to.
I'm gonna let
Yeah,
Shane
beyond.
finish.
Okay.
I'm P Bandai needs to realize, or Bandai needs to realize that a lot of their now customers are adults who can afford master grades. Not saying, and I'm not trying to, downplay anybody that can't afford a master grade, obviously, but I wish they would release more master grade shit.
Yeah, and that's been. I know their HG line is their top seller because it's
Right. It's
easiest
the
to
price
afford.
point.
right.
Yep.
But I mean, think about it. Master grades go in and out of stock so damn fast.
Yeah.
I think they're to a point now where they could put a lot more focus on it.
Yep.
I mean, this Stark Dragon was the first high grade I built in a long time, and I'm like, the difference in the quality of the kit you get versus a master grade is just so much different.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. And see, my problem is I actually started building with master grades.
Yep.
So going into a high grade, well, I can't say that entirely. Ian had 2 high grades he did before I got into it. And I helped him with those, and it's like, okay, these are kind of fun. It was an Astray and a Graze. And then when I decided I was getting into it, my first kit was the Wing Zero Vrka.
Ew.
And after building that, it was like, okay, I never want to touch a high grade. And I've tried a couple of them over the years. Like I won one in an online raffle thing. I built the torso and then gave it to Ian and went, nah. It was some Bandai thing.
Right.
He's built a bunch of them. But he's even gotten to the point now where he enjoys because he can only get certain frames that he wants. Like he's big into the Core Gundam right now, and they only come in HG.
Right.
So he'll buy them in HG, but he's focused more on master grade than anything. Like now he wants that experience, and it ramped up even more.
The high grade lines are so cheap to make. Like they pump those things out, and you have a lot of variety. But with master grade, it's more quality over variety.
Right. But the thing is they're when you watch how fast these master grades go in and out of stock, you know they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
They could be making. I mean, people have moved into where they really enjoy this hobby, and master grades aren't expensive. I mean, they're $50-$60 usually, 30-40 for some of them, a little higher for others.
80 for you, 70 to 80. Unicorns.
But in the realm of doing any hobby, think about any other hobby. $70 or $80 is not bad, and the quality and presence on the shelf you get out of a master grade kit is amazing.
Here's something people don't want to talk about. Let's get more mega sizes.
So we
I'm
want
not-
more giant.
I'm not talking about a lot of things. Like, give me like one every year or something. Like one every 2 years. You know, give me something that's not the grandpa or the unicorn, or hell, re-release those mega size age kits. It was age 2, because those are impossible to find.
Well, I mean, they're cool, but they're still a giant HG.
And I want that.
So they're
the
HGs for
160
fat
scale
fingers.
ones.
The what?
The 160 scale HGs.
The 148
Yeah,
Oh, because
the
they
big
had
mega.
what is that?
mega size.
That no grade 160 scale Exia, and there was a couple others from the 00 series. I think they released.
Not what we're talking about, but okay.
Okay, never mind then.
I was talking about mega size.
Yeah, the
Right.
great big sons of bitches.
Oh, we got a green Zaku at the store.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that are not the Zaku and the unicorn and the
Yeah.
grandpa. There's the age 1 and age 2, I believe, that are mega sizes that you just never see.
I didn't even know they did them in mega size.
Yep, there's only like 5 or 6 kits in mega size total.
So what's this special cloning?
I think it's just a shiny metallic thing.
Oh, it's a high gloss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Which
like
means
the titanium
I
finish.
hope they undergate the hell out of it, because that sucks when you.
It's not really unnegated. I'm saying that now.
So basically, they just repopped the original kit with.
Yeah, this is an older
shiny.
kit. And some they make it look gold. I don't think those claws are cast in gold. They were cast achy yellow before.
Does that almost look chrome on the end of his left wing?
It's
The
that.
way the mirroring right
It's
down on the bottom.
It's that vacuum metal coating.
I do kind of want to get that still.
It does look very cool.
Ooh, yeah, that's sexy.
Problem
Like,
with
what-
this kit, if it's popped on the original mold, is this thing had some nasty nub mark issues.
Being a Gundam base exclusive special coating version, it's gonna be the original molding. You know, like
You know what I don't like?
they're not gonna pop out new moldings just for this.
Hold on, Rob. Go back to that last picture. The gold looks like it's the cheap gold color.
It's that.
No,
it's gold molded plastic, is what it is.
Yeah, it's not even the gold chrome, which it should be for that.
I think it's more. I think on the original kits, because this is a coating over it. The original kit, it was more of a yellow. Because I remember my no grade. I don't think I have it by me, but like all that stuff is actually like gold plated. But like, since it's cast, it's not really that much of a gold.
I would definitely paint those gold pieces.
That's what I did. Mine's upstairs like that.
Yeah,
My MG's
pretty badass looking though. I like it.
I mean, it's Epion. It's still a badass
Yeah.
looking kit.
Oh yeah. Actually, I want to pick this one up because my friend actually he watched a death battle video. Have you guys ever heard of them?
No.
They put like 2 characters from different things head to head, and they did like Epion versus like some other mecha. Oh, was it the White Ranger and the White
Oh,
Tiger Zord? Yeah. And they did that, and he loved that video. He just loves the Epion. Just from that one video, the only thing of Gundam he's ever seen. And he wants one. And he was like, "Hey, if I buy one, would you build it for me?" I'm like, "Hell, I have one. You can just have it."
Lucas kind of hit the nail on the head a second time. We can barely get one new PG a year. I don't count the Perfect Strike or the Unicorns as new PGs. He's kind of got a point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
the Perfect
I mean,
Strike was just it's the strike with some extra stuff.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the perfect. Well, they redid the perfect grade strike with some different stuff. But like mostly it's the old moldings.
It's okay, so it's not an old mold, but it's still
Yeah.
the same damn suit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
That and like if they release another fucking 00 series,
Okay, are you talking perfect grade or master grade here now, Shane?
No, we're talking perfect grade right now.
Okay, well they don't release very many perfect grade 00 stuff. Like
They better fucking release the next perfect grade. Better be a fucking antagonist.
Oh,
Plain
no
and simple.
shit.
yeah,
I
like
am sick and tired of all these fucking unicorns and all this, 00 shit and another fucking grandpa. All they have are 2 Zaku's, which are the same fucking kit, just a different color.
the perfect grade. Keep in mind though, those were like the 3rd perfect grade ever made.
I understand that, but it is now 20 years later. Damn. 20 fucking years and no antagonists?
I mean, we should at
I mean,
least
yeah.
be getting a Sinanju at this point because
Shenanigans.
Let's go with the unicorns.
Oh, that'd be an expensive one. Oh yes, there's too many unicorns.
There's
we don't even see half the unicorns over here. A lot more P Van Dyke and 7-Eleven.
fuck those unicorns. No, they need to do an antagonist. I'm serious. This is a long time coming. I mean, even if they went with a Rick Dom, which is similar to a Zaku, but it is a different unit.
Yes, PG Lucas, you got this. Perfect grade goof.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Goof
that'd be sweet.
Honestly, that would be the perfect one to do.
the
because
Goof custom with the Gatling gun.
people love the if you think of like any Gundam fan and their favorite grunt suit or like antagonist grunt suit, whatever, like the goof is probably one of the ones that they get thrown through the most.
Yep.
They should do a dual release, Easy 8 and a Goof custom.
Oh, yes.
That
Well,
Okay, here just to make Shane mad, how about re-release the Perfect Grade Unleashed with the goof custom? Because it was originally in the original Gundam first, the Grandpa.
No.
when's the anniversary for 08 MS team?
I don't know, but I the one for the OSMS team is cooler because it's got the Gatling gun and the shield.
I mean, I'd be happy if they do something like a Zagak or any of those at this point, too.
Can we get a Master Grade Leo, please? Also, while we're at it, can we get a Master Grade Narrative Gundam?
No, that would be cool to see a perfect grade Leo.
Ooh.
Oh.
That might be too much to ask for.
Hold on. Because
No, I'd be all down for it.
there was, I think it was 2000 or 2001, they had 2 perfect grades they released that year. So they could do it. A Leo is an easy enough suit that it's a simple design. They could easily throw one together and still come out with a second perfect grade for that year.
So the first episode of 08 MS team was August 25th, 1996. So this would be the 25th anniversary. Ooh.
Have they announced any other? Because they were talking about doing another perfect grade this year. I know they did PG Unleashed.
Right, because the Unleashed was supposed to be the next step.
Right. And they were going to do another standard perfect grade, I thought.
I haven't heard what it's supposed to be yet.
That makes me wonder. GM Sniper, please?
I wouldn't complain.
Me either. Until they call out a Jagan and
Actually, yeah.
you have to buy that then, right?
I'd be doomed. I'd be like, God damn it. I got to own 5 of them.
All right, let's continue on. Gundam review.